Black Wall Street. Do it right, real wealth, real life, economic empowerment, real tips, insight on the new Black Wall Street. It's on the new Black Wall Street. Here's your host.
All right, my beautiful people, man. Good evening to you, man. Thanks so much for joining us here today on the Money and Power Show, brought to you by New Black Wall Street. I'm your host, ERGJ, your certified financial educator, CEO of ERGJ Enterprises, ERGJ Black Bazaar, and international best-selling author of the book, The Black Billionaires Club. That book that I wrote, guys, is a study of black wealth. It's a study of 12 richest black people in the world today and how they built their wealth. And I just truly believe that if you want to be wealthy, that's a big if, by the way, that you should study wealthy people. Well, you can find that book by simply going to the website, theblackbillionairesclub.com, www.theblackbillionairesclub.com. Pick up your copy today. You can get a soft copy, hard ebook, also available in French, and ebook and also audio book as well. I want to welcome you guys to Wall Street. Tonight, we're going to talk about how to get rich during a recession. I got a couple places I'll be going tonight. I'll be here for about 2 hours. Try to get some, maybe 2.5. I'm not quite sure. Because last time I didn't think, it just takes some time sometimes to go through this stuff. While you guys are connected, man, let us know where you're connected from, what city, what state, what country. We realize we're in the World Wide Web. We could be anywhere tonight. So let us know where you're connected from. Say hello. Don't be rude. We're broadcasting here on Facebook and also YouTube. About to get Instagram going on in just a second from our studios here in Decatur, Georgia. That's right, Decatur, where it's greater. Love to know just how far our reach is here tonight. Again, hit the like button and share button. I want you guys to let you guys know that I am my brother's keeper. I am my sister's keeper. I'm the keeper of your finances. I want to make sure that you do well, right? You work hard. You might as well do well with what you work hard. I mean, being good stewards of what comes into your household. And I will tell you, you got to start making better choices. Stop buying just the stuff if you're not going to get the stock. Might as well get the stock because that's going to build wealth for you. You're going to get tired of the stuff after a while. Hit the like button, the share button. Let people know we're here. Hit the watch party button. Hit the follow button. Hit every dang on button that you can hit. Heart button. Like, I don't care. Just start pressing the button. Just start pressing everything on the phone. At any rate, give me just a second, guys. I bring this Instagram thing up. I know you guys, those that are here with us last episode. I think we did this Friday, 4 hours of power. You guys, I definitely want to say thanks so much for coming back. Also, I'm looking for a sidekick or two. I love to do stuff together. Together, everyone achieves more. So I'll be putting up a link in just a second for those who are saying, hey, I want to participate and I got a couple questions, or I just want to be on screen with the brother, help the brother out, remind the brother, because it's just a whole bunch with clicking on this and clicking on that, clicking on this and clicking on that. What's going on to you, Vivian Reed? If you are a part of the Black Billionaires Club, and you've already made that commitment, you're investing with us and you're rocking along with us, I want to say thank you for your support. We couldn't be doing this without you. A lot of people come here for free, but you guys have helped to support and make this thing happen. So we can help our community. So I appreciate that. If you are a part of BBC, go ahead and put in the console hashtag BBC. The rest of you guys, what you waiting on? Great question to ask, man. New York is in the house. Jermaine Brown, thanks so much for joining us over YouTube. Mr. Thomas Freeman out of Louisville, Kentucky, man. Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee, home of Muhammad Ali. Thanks so much for joining. Miss Bethany Rucker, my sister from another mister. Wish I could kiss her. That's right, man. Bethany Rucker's in the house. Good evening to you. Thanks so much for joining. Mr. Kelvin Roberts out of Mobile, Alabama. Thanks so much for joining us here tonight on the Money and Power Show, our evening edition. For those that don't know, we do broadcast every morning, 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Monday through Friday. And we have special guests. We talk about money and power, money being economics, money being money. And we talk about power, politics, the rules, the laws that control how money flows. I think it's important that we talk about those two topics that they don't want us talking about. 3 of them particularly, they don't want you talking about religion, taboo. Don't want you talking about money, taboo number 2. And definitely don't want you talking about politics, taboo number 3. I say let's talk about them all. Let's talk about what they don't want to talk about, because that's uncommon. And I'm telling you, we start to make a lot of progress if we do that. BBC members up in the house, thanks so much for joining. How do I get into the Black Billionaires Club? You simply go to the website, www.theblackbillionairesclub.com, and you select for yourself a membership that you'd like to take advantage of. I'll bring it up in just a second, brother. That's a great question, by the way. Let me go ahead and bring it up for you, because you asked, and I should be showing that thing right here. I still got to get my Instagram up, so I'm gonna take a little minute to do that in just a moment. as this thing pops up. So let me go ahead and do that right now. Yep. So we're about to have a great time tonight. Beautiful paper. I don't know what's taking so long for this thing to pop up. We're about to have us a good time. I'll do the puppy tonight. Yeah, the dogs. So here, guys, got the website, theblackbillionairesclub.com. Up in the top, you click on join the club, right? And then you scroll down, it has some registrations. $20 a month, guys, $20 a month. That's where you want to be at least. We do provide opportunities for you to make money. We do provide opportunities for you to get a part of our distribution network. We do provide training, classes, New Black Wall Street Book Club, things that rich people do to make money. Come on, join us, be a part of the group. Walk away from the crowd of broke. Everybody put it down, so walk away. Walk away from the crowd of broke and join the few who are on their way towards riches, right? Walk away. Don't talk like they talk. Don't walk like they walk. Don't do what they do. Walk away from the crowd of broke, right? Do that. How to get rich during a recession. What's going on Instagram? Now, here's the deal, guys. Most people are just simply not interested in learning what's necessary in order for them to make sure they put themselves in a great financial situation. They're just not willing to show up. And I want to appreciate all you who have showed up tonight so far. I'm pretty sure some more will come in because, quite honestly, who else is really cares enough to provide some free financial education for the nation? That's right. Free financial education for the nation. All right. Let me catch up on these comments and we'll get this thing started. Oh, walk away. That's right, man. Walk away. You got to make a decision. Get away from them. Walk away. Walk away from the crowd of broke. All right. So, did that, like, share if you care. Did that. All right, let's get into this thing. How to get rich during the recession. Now, we're going to kind of do a review for those that weren't with us last time. We did this again. It's a video that you can go check out. It's a 4-hour long video that's going to give you a whole bunch of information, right? A whole bunch of information. And, I got to do the link. See, I'm already. All right, so if you're a person out there and you're saying you want to join me tonight, let me put this little thing down here. And I'm going to put this link right here. And that's going to pop up. All right. And I'm going to put that link over here as well. I don't want to do that. There we go. It's all the way down here at the bottom. Lord Jesus. All right. So you might see a little link like that, StreamYard link. If you are saying you want to join us here tonight, you want to come on screen, you want to get in my lobby, you want to be a part of this broadcast, hit that link, you come on in. I'm pretty sure you got something valuable to add. You might have some questions along the way. What we're looking at here on the screen, guys, hop right into this thing. Error occurred in a moment. Okay. I don't know. What's going on with you? Hey, Queen. All right, fantastic. What we are looking at here, guys, is this is actually a 30-year chart of the Dow. Okay. Dow is DOW. Everybody put comments on DOW, Dow. And it represents an index. And many times when you hear about the markets, you hear about Wall Street, they're going to reference the Dow because the Dow is really strong. It's really American stocks, and it's really the companies that make America great. So whenever you hear Dow 45 or Orange, Mr. Orange, or our Donald Duck Trump talking about making America great, he's really talking about the Dow. And particularly some companies within the Dow that you want to kind of take us back to times of industry, times of production. And that's really what he talks about. So our wonderful president is a businessman. You may not like his politics, but he's a businessman. He's been successful in business. So if you're a business person, you can actually learn from him. You might not want to do all his ethics or his stunts, but he's a successful businessman. Okay. So we're looking at the last 30 years of the Dow. And this makes up 30 companies, right, that represent making America great. 30 of the strongest, most significant companies in America. Now, I figured we might want to look at those companies as well so you can kind of know what we're talking about here when we say the 30 most significant companies in America. Those 30 companies are here. We got companies in the Dow Jones Industrial Average Index. Number one, we have 3M. 3M, that's you probably have some 3M tape or something like that. 3M, American Express. You probably heard about that company. Apple, I'm pretty sure you heard about that company. Boeing, Caterpillar, Chevron, Cisco, Coca-Cola, Disney, Dow Chemical, ExxonMobil, Goldman Sachs, Home Depot, IBM, Intel. That's the first 15. Here's the other 15. Johnson & Johnson, JP Morgan and Chase, McDonald's, Merck, Microsoft. Pretty sure you heard that. Nike. Pretty sure you heard that. Pfizer, Procter & Gamble, Travelers Company Insurance, United Technologies, United Health, Verizon Wireless, Visa, Walmart, and Walgreens. Here are the 30 companies that make America great. Okay? All right, that make America great. So we're looking at here, if you get hey to you over at YouTube, over at Instagram, you ain't seeing my screen, but you hear me talk. If you guys want to see the screen and all the presentation, come over to YouTube or you come over to Facebook. That's just what we're doing this at. So we're looking at a chart to tell us history about what has happened, right? Basically in the Dow over the past 30 years. We see when we go back 30 years back to 1991, we see, man, well, first, let's just look at this chart for a second. We've got 30 years. Out of the past 30 years, if you can in the comments below, count how many years were not good. Okay, how many years were not good? That would represent red. Bad years. Out of 30 years, 30 whole years of the past 30 years, how many years were not good in the stock market? How many red years were there in the stock market, right? Go ahead and put that in the comments on one. I want you guys to count, put that number in the comments below. Out of 30, how many were not good? How many were not good? Not good. Not good. What's going on with you, Corey Clark? Good evening to you, billionaire. Thanks so much for joining. You got, Kelvin Roberts got 8, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. And we can actually exclude one of them because one of them is just kind of flat. So we'll say 8, but it's really kind of like 7. That little small, little one. And this one here don't really count. It's now 0.61. That's pretty flat. So over the past 30 years, we have had, out of those 30 years, 60 some odd % of them have been good years. 60 odd % of them have had influxes or appreciation. 60% of them have made your 401ks look good. Have made your 401ks feel great again. 60%. Y'all like those odds? 60% odds to have a good year? Based upon history, 60 some odd % odds, about 70% odds to have a good year. So out of all last 30 years, we only about 30% of those years have been bad. The other 70% have been good. I like those odds. I mean, I'll take those odds. 70% chance of rain, raining on my parade, raining down blessings into my 401k, raining down blessings into my TSP, raining down blessings into my IRA, raining down blessings into my portfolio, raining down blessings into my bank account. I like those odds. I kind of like those odds. Y'all like those odds? I like those odds. But what kind of odds we talking about, man? We talking about odds like this, 20 some odd % in 1991, right? 4% in 1992, 14% in 1993, 3% in 1994. Look at this, 33% in 1995. I like that number. Oh, Lord, 26% in 1996, 23% in 1997, 16% in 1998, 25% in 1999. Then we hit some rough times in 2001, 2000. Anybody know what happened in 2000, man? In the past 30 years, we hit our first bad year in 2000. Anybody know what happened in 2000? Anybody know what's going on? Regina prospers. Yes, you prosper. And I love what you're doing with the women and teaching them about this. I guess the moms, maybe. Your niche is the moms, the moms. That's right. Anybody know what happened in 2000? What do you think happened in 2000? We go back in history. Our first bad year in the past 30 years, in 2000, wasn't too good. Right? What do you think happened then? All right, what's going on? Good. Oh, look at that. Y2K, right? We had two things that happened. We had everybody scared about, in 2000, the clock's going to turn midnight and the sky's going to be falling. Oh, the sky's about to fall, guys. It's going to fall. We ain't going to be here no more. This is the last of the last, the end of our time here in 2000. We had Y2K, great. We also at that same time, or during that time, we had the induction of our president, George Bush, I believe. Something like that. Probably. I can't go back that far. You guys tell me. I believe George Bush was brought into office in 2000 because he was the president before Barack Obama. So you had Y2K, you had George Bush, a Republican, going into office at the same time. The sky was supposed to be falling. It was going to be the end of time. And so there was fear in the market. Everybody putting comments on fear in the market. So whenever there's fear in the market, typically that means that typically shows, or the reaction from people when they are fearful is to sell. The reaction from people, right, when they are fearful is to sell. When there's sellers pressure on the market, when there's a whole bunch of selling going on, that means that demand has decreased and we got a lot of supply and demand. When you have a lot of supply, not so much demand, that means prices go down, values go down. So we got Y2K, a lot of fear in the market. We got a new president coming in. Don't know what the hell George Bush is going to do. When we find out later on, I said 2020. So we saw a negative year in the market, people selling. But then we move into 2001. We had 2 bad years back to back. 2001. What happened in 2001? What happened in 2001? What happened in 2001? Had another bad year, right? First 2 bad years in 30 years. We lost 6% in 2000. We got 7% in 2001. What happened in 2001? Brought some more fear into the market, right? 9/11. 9/11, man. We had some 9/11 action going on. So we backed up Y2K with a new president, and then we moved into another year, and we had another unfortunate event, and the sky was falling. And so we had 9/11, which brought us another bad year plus some, because then you move into 2002, because it happened in September. So there's more, residual from 9/11 that went into 2002. So 2000, Y2K, negative 6%. 2001, 7%. With 9/11 occurring or beginning the act, and then 2002 we see more residual from 9/11, because there's still fear in the market. People still can't believe we don't got the Twin Towers no more. There's still ground zero that needs to take place, and people are still scared. Like, this happened on American soil. Oh boy, this might be the start of war. We don't know what's gonna happen. I don't even know if we still know who flew the planes into the whatever, right? So we see that happen all the way through 2002. But then what happened, guys? After the fear had died down, after the smoke was cleared, after things started to kind of get back on track, we had a 25% year in 2003, right? So we had fear in the market, the dust settled, and then it went right back to what happened in 1999, right? We were partying like it was 1999 in 2003 with our money. 1999, 25%. 2003, another 25%. So we were partying like it was 1999 with our bank accounts, with our brokerage accounts, with our 401k accounts. We was on a rebound and recovery. We was partying like it was 1999. Everybody putting accounts on party like it's 1999. We're going to pay some homage to my brother Prince up in the house. That's right, Prince, late great Prince. I believe it's late great Prince. That's right, man. We're going to pay some homage to our brother up here tonight. Hit that like button, that share button if you care. Are you your brother's keeper? Are you your sister's keeper? Because people benefit from some free financial education here tonight on Financial Education Station. Can some people benefit from some free financial education here tonight on the Financial Education Station? Because we got too many people that say, ain't nobody teaching us this stuff. So you got a brother here that cares enough to teach this stuff. Do you care enough to share it? Great question to ask tonight. They got a brother here that's willing to teach it to you. Are you willing to share it? Okay. So we're going to party like in 1999, man. We need some music up in here. Right? Right? Who knew it was going to be like this? All right. So we move on to 2004, guys. That was pretty 3%, still okay. the average rate of return over the history of the stock market is about 7%. But we're looking at, man, there's more good years than bad years. That's what you want to understand here, right? There's way more good years than bad years. Now, when it's bad, it's typically terrible. I mean, it's typically all, the sky is falling bad. But generally speaking, there are way more good years than bad years. Way more good years than bad years. That's what you see, right? A lot of green, not too much red. You like those odds, right? So then we move over. We had 2006, 16%. We have 2007, 6%. Then we have 2008, the Great Recession. Lost 33% in the market. The sky was falling. I mean, it was falling. I mean, it fell. It dropped. What happened in 2008? What happened in 2008? We're gonna party like in 1999. What happened in 2008? Saw a 30% decrease in the market. What happened in 2008? Right, real estate. Right, we had the housing crash. Right, in 2007 and going into 2008, we had the loans that were coming out from these companies to put you guys into homes. Right, houses that you couldn't afford, interest only loans, bad loans. That's what happened. And then we started to have some foreclosures once they balloon loans, when they had to start paying interest. Like, I can't afford this payment. It went from $100 a month to $1,500 a month. I can't stay here no more. So they're trying to put them in the houses for stuff they can afford at the moment, but not stuff they can afford over time, hoping that they would increase in their income and they would be able to start, be able to pay those balloon payments, things like that. Once balloon came, they had to start leaving those houses, right? So with the foreclosures that have taken place across the country, people walking away from their homes, it was bad business, and it started causing people to walk away from their homes. We brought in a new president, a Democrat, Barack Obama, and a new regime. So 2000 brought in a new president, had a bad year. 2008 brought in a new president, had a bad year. But there were some economic effects that brought about those bad years. But what happened after 2008? Once Barack Obama was in, they started putting in their strategies to help the market recover. We had another 18% growth year in 2009, 11% in 2010, 5% in 2011, 7% in 2012, 27% in 2013, 8% in 2014. A little blip on the radar in 2015. That's actually moving into the time where Barack is going to start leaving. 13% in 2016. We now are entering into the Trump era. 26% in 2017, the first year of Trump, and then negative 6% in 2018. Then another great year in 2019, last year, 22%. And now we are into 2020. What's going on right now? Down 18% thus far for 2020. We're only 3 months in. What's going on right now? What's causing the market to be so low to kind of combat? It's already past our 2002 lows. It's inching up to see if we're going to be able to attack the 2008 lows, right? What's causing the market to drop right now? What's causing the market to drop right now? Aisha Alexander, thanks so much for joining. Christopher Weber's in the house. Bethany Rucker, Wakita Nutri. There's some people still haven't said hello, but that's okay. Ryan Scott, Ron in the house. Corey Clark, Gloria Capos, thanks so much for joining. Mr. Christopher Freeman, Vivian Reed, and Miss Linda Harris. Thanks so much for hitting the like button, at least. Fantastic. What's causing the market to drop right now? Right, we got the Rona. My tenderoni. We've got the Rona going on right now, right? So we have an epidemic that's causing fear in the market, fear in the world. It's fear. A lot of fear going on. When there's fear, what happens? People sell, people get uneasy, right? And they start to sell off, and we start to have a reduction in price because there's a lot more supply than demand, and prices start going low. But here's the deal, guys. We got to ask ourselves, when we look at history, right? When we look at history just in the market itself without even attributing the factors to it, once we have a recession or a Great Depression or a reduction in the market, what typically happens after that? We typically see some increase in the market. That's what this shows, right? After 2002, one of the worst years from 2001 to 2002, we had an increase, a huge increase in the market. After we had our year in 2008, we had a bad year, a Great Recession that year. In 2009, on up until 2019, great years in the market. So what can we expect to happen once the dust settles with the coronavirus, right? I mean, I don't know about you, but I mean, we have lived through a lot of viruses in our lifetime, and most of them have settled. As a matter of fact, I was doing some research today. You will be surprised to know that they're still having Ebola cases in the Congo, but our media isn't covering it. So we might have thought the Ebola disappeared. No, it just became less important to us. It's the stuff that's going on. We don't know, right? So Ebola was what, 4 years ago, something like that. Big hot topic. The sky was falling, about to end the world. There's nothing new under the sun. Ebola's still around, but there's no more media coverage on it. And so to the American people or to the investors, media drives a lot of fear and greed. So no more coverage, no more talk about it. It must have disappeared. No, it didn't. We just don't care about it no more. We just don't care about it no more, right? So once the media shuts up, typically the American people shut up. Just that simple, right? Just that simple. Media drives everything, right? What they cover, you watch. What you watch determines how you're going to feel. They can manipulate you to feel a certain way, to sell off, and you got to ask yourself, if, right? And I'm not trying to throw any conspiracy theories or anything like that. I'm just saying, if we know they control the market, we know they control the media, which then causes people to react to control the market. If there's a driving down of the market right now, or let's just say on purpose or by accident, fear that's coming into the market, if someone is selling, then that means that someone is buying. You got to ask yourself, who's buying right now? Who's buying right now? If people are selling and things are getting cheaper, if they're selling, it's called a trade. Everybody putting on a trade. In order for their trade to occur, there has to be a seller and a buyer. If people are selling right now out of fear, who the heck is buying? Who is buying? That's the question we got to ask. We're going to put on our money hats this day. If it's selling going on, and it's not as many sellers in the market, buyers in the market as are sellers, but who the heck is buying? Steve, what's going on, man? Baltimore City in the house, man. Fears, false expectations appearing real. Survive the Y2000 scare. Right? What's going on with you, man? Rico Johnson, I'm so glad to be here. Appreciate you, brother. Trade. Everybody putting on trade. If there's selling going on, who the heck is buying? Well, I'm buying. I don't know about you, but I'm buying. And I will tell you tonight, I'm not here to tell you what to buy. That's going to be up to you to use your cognitive dissonance to do some thinking to figure out what you might want to buy. If you want my advice, you like, hey, I want you to look at something for me or whatever the case may be, that's called setting an appointment. That's called invest in me. Because if you're unwilling to invest in yourself, I'm unwilling to invest. Why should I? So, but I will teach you. I will give you some ideas, some clues. We will go through some things that'll make sense tonight. But don't ask me what should I buy, because I'm going to ask you how much have you spent? How much have you invested in me? Yeah, I'll do something for free, but when it comes to keep going deep, now you're saying, hey, I want to spend some money with you, brother. I want to support your channel. I want to make sure that we can keep this going on. I want to put some money into your wallet because you helped me put some money into mine. That's where that come in. I want to get a class. I want to buy a book. You want to do something, but please don't get in my inbox. Ask me what you should buy when you have not invested in me, and I'm gonna tell you, well, why should I invest in you? This is called money. This is what we must begin to teach people, right? But that people pay for what they value. You spend a whole bunch of money on stuff that you probably didn't bring much value back, but you valued it at the time. You valued those new shoes. You valued those clothes. You value whatever you have in your house. You value that stuff, so you spent your money on that stuff. But if we want to start talking about making money, well, you might start spending your money with people that can help you make money. I'm just going to say that, leave that there. I'm going to drop that mic and then somebody pick it up because it'll still be there along the way. Wealthy-minded people are buying right now, right? I put a meme out earlier today, said rich people are buying stocks, poor people are buying toilet paper. Wealthy, they have cash on hand, right? Trade, right? What should I buy? Oh, what should I buy? Right. So this is pretty this is easy to understand, right? You see a chart, you see green, you see red. That's pretty easy to understand. That ain't rocket science, right? This didn't take a whole lot. I mean, even a fifth grader could do this, right? Like, oh, okay, I see 8 red and I see 22 green. That's pretty good. I like 22 greens over 8 reds. That's pretty. That's so simple. A kindergarten could do it. So as a teacher, an educator, I teach people on that level because I realize no matter how old you are more than likely you're probably a fifth grader when it comes to this information, because not everybody's teaching it, not everybody's giving it to you like ERGJ is. Am I making sense? Now, as we talk about now, there's a couple different ways to look at now. Most people, or generally speaking, the general population only looks at what's happening now, and they only have a short-term perspective because they run their life that way. They don't really plan out. They don't really have a long-term plan, long-term thinking. It's hard for people to think more past 6 months, let alone 6 years, let alone 60 years. What I will say to you is that the longer you can forecast, the longer you can progressively take your mind to thought and say, what do I think is going to happen? What do I want 30 years from now, which is hard for people to answer? The further you can take your mind out about stuff that's uncommon, but that you understand, the more money you'll make. Let me say that again for the people in the back. The further that you can take your mind, right, out forward into your life and into society, with things that you understand, the more money you'll make, right? It's called a long-term approach, long-term thinking, long-term planning. Most people don't do that. They can't, they can do that. They just have never been doing it their whole life. They just live day to day, right? Same stuff, different day is the kind of words you hear coming out of their mouth. They don't have an objective. They're not trying to go towards anything. They shooting for retirement, but they don't have a number. They're just hoping to get there. I want you guys to understand that hope is not a financial strategy. You don't get rich by hope. You get rich by plan. And the further out that you can plan, the richer you will be. Does that make sense to anybody? So let's just talk short term though, because that's easier. That's probably where most people can actually talk about short term thinking right now. That's going to be out 6 months to a year, right? Next to the end of the year. Right now, from a short-term perspective, what industries, companies, I don't know, stores, whatever, do you feel are not doing good right now? You say, man, right now, I don't know if you're gonna make it, buddy. Like it ain't faring too well for you. I mean, it's gonna be a struggle right now. Right now, it's gonna be a struggle. Right? These are companies that are majorly negatively impacted by what's going on with the coronavirus and everything else that's taking place in our economy right now. What are some things that you feel like, man, is just not going to do well right now? It's just going to be a tough road. It's going to be very difficult for them to pull through. They got to weather some serious storms. It's thundering and lightning, all that stuff. What's some things, some companies, some stores, some industries, some whatever, right? You think are not doing well right now. Mom and pop stores, so some small businesses may be heavily impacted, right? Mom and pop stores, right? Airline companies, man, whoo, yikes. I mean, you didn't know it was coming, but it's here. Oh, Lord, I don't know what you're going to do. I just had some people take some trips for $40 to Miami and back. I mean, whoa, Lord, you can't make no money. You cannot be making no money that way. They're trying to make as much money as they can. Cruise industry, right? Ain't nobody getting on them boats to go over there to the Mediterranean, not doing this coronavirus thing. Oh, no, that'd be crazy. Third world country, I'm not taking no cruise over there, right? Right? Cruise lines, right? Anything else? You're saying, man, they ain't doing too well. See, this is obvious stuff, guys. This is not rocket science. This is obvious stuff. You understand this stuff. You're seeing it happen. You've been living on this world long enough, right? You've been paying attention long enough. Might not have been thinking like this, but hey. So we can see some things that are not doing well. They're not really doing well short term. Now, here's the deal. That's short term. If we say airlines, Do we think that people are going to start flying again at some point in time in the near future or in the long-term future? Is it going to always be like this? Are they no longer going to fly anymore? Are all the airline companies going out of business? Is that reality? Is that probable? It's possible, but is it probable that these airline companies are having a hard time right now, that they're going to be out of business and we're no longer be flying again? The cruise lines and ships. Is it probable that they're going to be out of business? Is that they're not going to make it through, or is it more likely that sooner than later, or eventually, they'll be back to providing their services and people will be getting on the cruise line again and enjoying their stuff? What's more likely to happen? Right? If there's going to be a rebound, something's got to rebound, and more than likely, it's the stuff that is not doing well right now that will rebound. That makes sense, right? Back here in 2008, when the housing industry, took the dive, right? They started to recover in 2009, 2010, 2011 to what we see today. So they were the ones that took the biggest hit, and they were the ones that had the biggest return, biggest rise. The banking industry, same thing. They're tied to the housing industry, same thing. They had bad years back then, but then they started to recover with a little help from the taxpayers of the United States of America, but nonetheless, right? They started to recover. This stuff is not rocket science, right? But the same thing, we look on the other side, say, oh, wait a second, that's what's doing bad. What's doing good right now? This is where you're like, wait a second. How in the world are we having this stock market crash where businesses are struggling, but not all businesses are struggling? Some businesses are doing pretty well right now. Some businesses or some industries are saying, man, can we keep this going on forever? They smiling ear to ear. They got a Coke and a smile. What companies, what industries, what businesses you think are doing pretty dang on good right now? Right? It's all cyclical. Right? She said we should have toilet tissue again. What industry you think are doing well right now? Okay? So this is all, if they stop the market, does that mean we can't buy? If they stop the market never stops. That means you can't buy it until they start the market again. But yeah, I mean, if they were to stop the market, which doesn't happen, you can't buy during that time frame. But once they open it back up, you'll be able to buy. So yeah. Right? Walmart is doing well right now, she said, man. Walmart is doing, some of these stores are doing well right now. Cleaning supplies doing well right now. Supermarkets are doing well right now. Transportation is not doing well right now. They're not doing well right now. All right, say fast food, probably. Okay. I got an email saying that they halted the market. Yeah, they did halt the market. That was on Friday. On Friday, okay, let me talk about this for a second. I normally cover this on my morning show. So Friday, what happened? Now this is jacked up stuff. Okay, this is where y'all gonna start being like, okay, wait a second. So Friday, what happened? Friday we opened Thursday. This happened Thursday. Thursday, what happened? The market opened, and this is when it was terrible news about the ban and all that stuff, and so the market started tanking. And what happens is they have limiters on the market on the negative side. So if the market tanks 5%, there's a limiter that goes off that halts trading for temporarily. They're trying to limit losses. But in the process of limiting losses, they're also limiting profits because some people are shorting the market. So the U's and I's, the small people who are like, the market about to go down, let's short this thing and make money on the way down. They cut this, they stopped the trading. So I had put in an order that morning, right? And I was like, okay, I know what I want to get. And it was supposed to process at 9:30. It didn't process, and it said cancel. And I'm like, what the heck? It canceled. And that's when I found out about them putting a limit. So they still control, whoever they is, still control the market. Limiting the losses in the market. They also were limiting the profits of people because most people knew that the market was going down. It was going down, travel ban, all this stuff. We already knew it was going down. But then that wasn't it. They turned it back on, and then 7 minutes later, it hit another limit. and they cut it off again. Can you imagine being in a position where you're about to make a whole bunch of money and they stop you because they have limits on the market and don't allow you to buy? That's some fragging-knackle bull crap right there. Whatever they want to call it, however they want to explain it, at the end of the day, it puts limits on you and I to be able to get rich. Here's why you have to have a forward-thinking approach to this thing. And here's why, you can make money trading. If money y'all like that, you want to have that lifestyle, you want to be in and be out, all this stuff. I'm telling you, most people lose more than they win. But hey, go ahead, play the lottery, have fun, do your thing. I can't tell you what to do, but that's why. So then what happened? On Friday, we had all these people in the market saying the market's going to still go down. They shorting, put their money on the short side. Guess what happened on Friday? 10% increase. All those people who were shorting the market lost money. They're not going to talk about that, though. Nah, they got to cut their losses like, yeah, they got me this time. Yeah, the market got you. The market got your ass. That's what I'm trying to tell you. The market got you good. But anyway, that's what happened. And so they do have limiters. They don't have limiters on the positive side. They got limiters on the negative side, and it's a bad thing for. It doesn't help those that are traders, option traders, and they, yikes. Anyway, hope that answers your question. All right, Circles of Supply is saying do good. Okay, thanks, fantastic. No problem. That's what I'm here for. Oil's doing well. No, oil's not doing well right now. Yes, something canceled too. Yeah, you got something that canceled too? Okay, you up in the house. You had something that canceled. Yeah, why? That's right. Everybody put it down, so wow. This is why when you begin to understand that we are not in control, you begin to see that 99% of the people in the world are actually slaves to the 1%. We don't control this stuff. But once we learn how to work, how to maneuver, we can still get rich in a society that's meant to keep us poor, by the way. Let me say that again for the people on the back. Right? Once you start to study money, you're going to find out it's going to be a tough pill to swallow. You're going to get pissed off and mad and upset. You'll be like, how could they do this stuff? Because they control it. When you in mama's house, you do what mama tell you to do. Right? But you can maneuver, right? You can learn, and then you can work your way up to wealthy. Right? It ain't overnight. It ain't easy. It ain't easy to learn this stuff. It's not difficult to learn. It's just it's a whole bunch of emotional stuff that you're going to go through over time when you start to realize how twisted this game is. It's the money game, and we understand if we are if have any type of biblical background that the love of money is the root of all evil, and everybody wants your money. Okay. I'm starting to trade Forex again. Absolutely, man. It's cool. Absolutely. Wow, fantastic. Healthcare is doing pretty good. What about gold and silver? What about it? What do you want me to say? We'll get to gold and silver in just a second. All right. So we can understand some things that are doing well. We can understand some things that are doing bad. It's pretty, basic, good understanding of just the market itself. All right. For those that are over on Instagram, just know that they only get an hour. So in about 15 minutes, this thing gonna cut off. And if y'all want to continue along with us, you just come on over to Instagram, Facebook, or YouTube, ERGJ Enterprise. You want to see what's up on the screen, all that stuff. So what I'm gonna do now, let's take a look at the market that happened on, I guess it happened on Friday, because you asked about gold. Okay, let me come over here. Silver and gold. All right, let me come over here. Where I'm at right now is a place called Macro Trends. And what I like to talk about with gold, particularly, is just the price of gold, because you can trade the price of gold, and typically based upon the price of gold, we'll see companies that have something to do with mining gold, refining gold, whatever the case may be. They kind of mimic what's going on with gold. So over the past 20 years, it looks like, this goes all the way back to 2002. I maybe do a 30-year chart. We see that 1991 gold was at 674. You know what? Let me do this. Let me go to another chart. I want to look at gold versus the stock market. That's a good thing to do over the past 30 years, since that's the time frame we're looking at. So gold will be in the blue. Gold will be in the Dow Jones will be in the blue. Stock market's in the blue. Gold is in the orange, right? So here's how gold versus the stock market has performed over the past 30 years. We see that the stock market has done way better. I mean, we're talking about 900% versus 300% over gold, right? This is why, this is why Warren Buffett says that why investing in gold is holding something that doesn't do anything. It doesn't produce. It doesn't bring value to the marketplace. It has store of value like a savings account would. But Warren Buffett said, well, when you get a piece of gold, it just sits there. When you buy a company, it produces something that can reproduce itself, and it can make products and services that are valuable to the marketplace. That's why Warren Buffett, the fourth richest man in the world, the greatest investor of our lifetime, my cyber mentor, says, why gold? Well, you can actually be a part where you can invest in America. You can own some companies that actually can produce gold or do something with gold versus just gold sitting there on the farm, not doing anything and just waiting on the price to go up. But that doesn't mean that don't invest in gold. You can actually add it to your portfolio. It's just understanding the difference between a gold as a precious metal versus a business that actually does something. Right? How many guys want to just sit and look at gold all day? You wouldn't be Scrooge McDuck and hope that the value of the gold goes up. But nonetheless, gold is still valuable. It's not like it's not valuable. It's just, understanding that, okay, the price of gold changes. And if you want to bet on gold and the price of gold, that's cool. But here's the price of gold over the past 30 years. Right? 30 years ago, it was at $600. It dropped down in 2000 down to $380 per ounce. And then if you said, hey, it was low then, and you wanted to own some gold, you would see that it went up from $300 all the way up to $2,000 per ounce in 2011. And it's been kind of trading sideways ever since then. It's currently about $1,500. But this also what I'm looking at now is called technical analysis. Where do you think gold is going from here? As it relates, so that's gold. You asked about silver. Silver, same thing. What does silver do? Absolutely nothing. Is it valuable? Yes, because it's a valuable precious metal. But it doesn't create anything. It doesn't produce anything, right? As businesses do. I'm trying to look for just silver prices. My bad. I don't see that here. Maybe I'll have to look at a silver price. I'm sorry. So here we have the price of silver. Again, similar thing. Gonna look at 30 years. Right, silver is down under $10 30 years ago. Same thing, 2000 kind of held its worth, $6, and it got all the way up to about $55 per ounce of silver. And we see it's declined since 2011, and it's currently trading sideways, similar to gold. So gold and silver follow similar patterns. Silver and gold. Gold is the big dog. Silver is the little dog. They kind of follow each other's price patterns. I don't know what else you want me to say about that. Right? I don't know what else you want me to say about that. Okay. But is silver and gold valuable? Yes, they're precious metals. Everybody put also precious metals. They're called precious metals for a reason, because they're precious. They're not easy to find. They're valuable in their own right. Great to collect. Add to your portfolio. But for people, especially if you're in carrot bars or anything like that, and you talking about gold, but you ain't talking about the price of gold, you cannot get my attention, because I know a little bit more when it comes to investing than maybe you do. I'm not sure. But if you start implementing the price of gold into your presentation, you start talking about where it's been, where it's at, right? Then you can start to get my attention, because then I know you know what you're talking about. Okay? All right, that might help you out. Gold is better. Yeah, well, gold is, we can't say that it's better. So when we say it's better, we're saying, okay, gold is more expensive, but it's not necessarily better. Gold and silver kind of move together. I mean, gold is more valuable. Gold is more precious. People value it more than silver, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's more valuable. It's better. And that's relative. What makes something better than something else is that's relative. Okay. Let me make sure I'm kind of tracking along. I ain't even gotten to our lesson tonight, guys. Great questions, by the way. How you guys doing? For those that might have just joined, we're talking about how to get rich during a recession. And I will say this: how do you get rich during a recession? Here's some keys. Number one, you got to learn how to shop. You got to learn how to shop for money. You got to learn how to shop for gold. You got to learn how to shop for silver. You got to learn how to shop for great businesses. The same way that you shop for stuff, you can shop for stocks. You can shop for money. You can shop for insurance. You can shop for savings accounts. The way you get rich is learn that you can shop, that you have options. Everybody put in the comments, so I got options. I got options. When you think about going to get that car for tax season, for some strange reason, instead of buying the stock of the car, I don't know why you would do that. I want you to know when you go get that loan, you got options. You don't have to take the loan that they give you. You can say, okay, this is the best that you got. Let me go do my own shopping. How do you get rich? You got to learn how to shop for money. You got to learn how to shop, and it's important that you understand that you, as a citizen of this great place that you are, because you may not always be in America, you can shop. This is why I say that women, particularly these beautiful black women, because there might be some other women that ain't here, but I'm talking to the black women because y'all been the highlight of my life. Y'all know how to shop, and I'm telling you, if you take your skill into the stock market, y'all gonna get rich. But you guys got to learn how to translate what you do to say, hey, instead of buying stuff, I'm buying value. Instead of buying stuff, I'm buying assets. Instead of buying stuff, I'm investing into my future, my children's future, into a greater place down the future because I'm thinking long term. I'm not looking to satisfy I'm having delayed gratification. Say, is those shoes really worth it? Those $300 shoes? Yeah, I'm gonna look fly, but god dang, if I take that $300, I have a $300,000 house in 10 years. Delayed gratification. Do I gotta have that Chanel bag that's $500, or can I, or should I have some Chanel stock that produces the bag? And then my $500 turn to $1,000, turn to $1,500, turn to $2,500 because I'm doing something smart with my money. Everybody putting out some smart money. I want you to start doing something smart with your money. I want you to start owning some stuff. Owning some stuff. Now you own the shoes, but the shoes lose value over time. If you go buy the shoes today, they're $300. If you try to take them back or try to sell them online, you ain't gonna get $300 for them. You might get $150. That's a $150 loss. Instead of your $300 growing, you done lost money. But you look fly though. Oh yeah, those shoes look good on your feet. But then them shoes start hurting. You start going to the banquets or the galas, and shoes start hurting. You can't even wear the shoes no more. They look fly, but they hurt your feet. So you got to wear them for 5 minutes. You got to take them off. What kind of good is that? You spend $300 on the shoes. You don't even want to wear them no more because they hurt your feet. Them bunions, them bunions don't move like they used to. They don't fit. They don't work like they used to. And then because of regret, man, I got these beautiful shoes. They hurt my feet. I'm gonna get in them because I got this nice dress on, but I'm only gonna be on these shoes for about 10 minutes. After that, after I took the pictures, they coming off. I'm putting on the flip flops. $300 shoes won't even wear them longer than 10 minutes. But that same $300 can grow it. That can start your process of a money tree that can last you for a lifetime and can last longer than you live. Don't shout me down because I'm preaching good. That's right, Chris Moore. You got options. That's the smart money. Jordan sneakers or Nike stock. Absolutely. Smart money. Smart money. All right. I'm just trying to answer y'all questions as I go. Y'all ready? Y'all got your notebooks? Y'all hit the like button, the share button. Y'all ready? I mean, that's just the introduction. I mean, my good. That's just the intro. We ain't even really got into a whole bunch of stuff tonight. Many of you guys have been following me. Y'all know when I go in, I go in. All right. So we talked about where the market is now. Let's take a look. In the morning, I'll do more of this. I'm not going to get into too much into it. I'm on CNN right now. CNN Money, right? They got a money section. Yeah, absolutely. That's where I'll be at. Y'all might be looking at all the headlines, stuff like that. I'm going to look at all this stuff tomorrow at 8 a.m. I mean, Fed cuts rates to zero. What is that going to do? Some of you guys in real estate, you know that's a sign. It's a sign. It's an interesting sign itself, right? Look at this. Stock futures hit a limit down. When I was talking about the limit down, we just talked about that, how they stopped trading because of a limit down. Limit down also tells us that tomorrow is probably going to be a bad day in the market for you option traders, by the way. If the stock futures are down, more than likely the stock market is going to be down. Okay? Right? So there's a lot of fear in the market. They're changing now, all this stuff. I'm not going to go all that, but I want to do look here. I'm going to click markets, and this is going to bring you into what happened on Friday. I'm going to cover all this tomorrow at 8 a.m. I'm not going to cover it tonight, but it's just so you can know, you can look at this stuff and see what is happening. If you want to start watching the market, you want to start paying attention to what's going on with the money behind the economy, right? How many guys know that A lot of decisions are made regarding the money behind the economy. This is the businesses that provide products and services in your community that you buy, that you use, that you eat from, that you wear, right? That you drive with. That these are stuff that helps you live the life that you live here in America and beyond. So they're providing value into the marketplace, and investors invest into those businesses to help them sustain what they're doing and to grow and to expand and all that good stuff as well. I'm pretty sure if you run a business, you wish you had some investors too. It comes down to the value that you bring into the marketplace, and does anybody believe in your value enough to invest in it? Okay, but here's what I was talking about. The market was up on Friday, 10% across the board. All our shorters were upset. They lost a lot of money because you shorting against a positive market, not good. Right? We see some losers. We see some gainers. I'll go through all this stuff. See commodities, gas, gold is at 1551. We see, all this red, blood in the streets. We see energy minerals, transportation down. We're going to look at transportation here today. Right? We have a belief or a guess of what may happen in the future once the dust settles. We've seen in history that after the recession, after the dust settles, there has been an appreciation in the market. So it's all about, man, how am I going to get rich during a recession? It's 4 words, right? I said, first, you got to learn how to shop. Second, after you learn how to shop, you start buying low and selling high. Everybody put down, so buy low, sell high. Pretty simple. I got to find some companies that's cheap, that's still very valuable, that I can afford, that I believe is going to be way more expensive. The price of the value that they bring would show it validates them being more expensive, or at least going back to how expensive they were before they dropped. Does that make sense? Right? I got to learn how to shop, and then I simply buy low and sell high. That's it. Y'all want me to stop teaching now, or should I keep going? Red bottoms and shoes, the match of red bottoms, absolutely, man. Chris Moore said, where should we start to buy stocks? Should we go through our banks or credit unions? Your banks or your credit unions are not places to buy stocks. You need a brokerage account. I'll cover that in another lesson. You need a brokerage account. You need a brokerage account. You need a broker. So you have your checking account. You have, which is for your expenses, to be able to live, pay your bills, and to be able to go wherever you're gonna go. You have your savings account, which hopefully you have, which is going to be for to save up for a rainy day, to put some money away that you can have access to, to be able to save up for your vacation and all that stuff, whatever you want to do with it. But this one account that we haven't learned about that gives us access to the market, everybody putting console access, it's called a brokerage account. There's a broker, there's a middleman between you and the market that will buy on your behalf and put into your account. It's called a brokerage account. Your bank may have a broker. I'm not quite sure which bank you bank with. Depends on the bank. But typically, they are their own financial institutions. You've heard of some of them, like Charles Schwab. You've heard of some of them, like a Fidelity or a Vanguard. Anywhere where you have your retirement accounts, those are brokerage accounts, because your retirement is tied to the stock market. Your life insurance is tied to the stock market. All the businesses that you do business with, that you help become profitable, they are tied to the stock market or Wall Street. So tonight, I want to again welcome you to Wall Street. Okay? So you need a brokerage account. I have to cover that one day. And here's the deal. I've been teaching, for those that have been following, Cash App. Cash App is a brokerage. It's Cash App Investing LLC. They are a broker. You can start there. If you're a person that's been following me for a little while and you have made your first investment, you guys use some Cash App stock because of some of the things that I've been teaching you guys or showing you guys, go and put in the comments on hashtag Cash App. Right? Great place to start. Easy place to start. You're one of my students, my virtual students. You say, you know what? I don't know what this brother talking about, but I'm watching, and he give me some information for free, and then I watched what he did or watched what he showed, and then I just went and did it. And now I'm in the game. I got me some Cash App stock. Go and put in the console hashtag Cash App. Right? You didn't have to call. You didn't have to hit me up and ask me what to buy and all that stuff. You just simply tuned in every day and you said, oh, this is great value. Oh, I can do this. Okay, let me go do it. You did it on your own. I put it out there. That's why you want to hit the follow button. That's why you want to hit the like button. That's why you hit the subscribe button, so you don't miss stuff. You start getting it on the regular. I do this every day. I do this for fun, man. Hey, Nikita, I do this for fun. Buy low, sell high, man. That's right, Corey Clark. Buy low, sell high. Buy low, sell high. Buy low, sell high. Right? Keep going. Okay. Brokerage accounts. Right? Cash out. So we got a cash out investor here. Bought a first stock. What are my thoughts on Stash and Robinhood? I think they're very similar to, I don't have any thoughts. I think they're very similar to Cash App. I like Cash App a little bit better. I think Robinhood and Cash App are very similar. I think Stash. Okay. So Acorns and Stash, and I'm gonna do a show just on these because y'all keep asking about these. They're all starter apps, in my opinion. I'm not a starter. I'm not a beginner. I only use those to show you guys how you can start. So I'm not there. But as it relates to my thoughts on those, I think Acorn and Stash are probably what I would say would be 101. They are, you get an account and they start putting your little change into something. I mean, that's you're gonna put 50 cents into something and 60 cents into something and 87 cents into something. Yeah, but that's not gonna really that's gonna get you in the game, but that ain't gonna really make you much headway. Also, that I consider that to be passive investing. Everybody putting down so passive. You ain't really learning nothing. Okay? You ain't really learning nothing. You're not learning how to buy. You're not learning how to sell. You're not learning about the companies. You're just saying, hey, just take my change and put it somewhere for me. I know where I want to put it. I might want to put it in Apple, whatever. But you're not really learning nothing. So you're not going to be able to apply any knowledge and turn it into wisdom because you're not really learning nothing. But you're doing something, which is good. You're doing something, which is more than what most people are going to do. So that to me is straight corner ass. I think that's 101. I don't recommend 101. Why go to 101 when you go to 102? 102, Robinhood, quite possibly, and then Cash App. You really got to go and look at some companies. You got to do a little research. You actually have to hit a button that says buy. How many guys have hit something how many guys have bought a stock? For everybody that's in the game, the first time you bought a stock, when you acquired your very first stock and you hit the buy button, and then the thing came back and it said confirm. And it said that you now are owner of this such and such stock. In the comments below, I'd like for you to share what's the very first stock you ever bought. And then I want you to tell me, how did it feel when you knew that you made a conscious decision to become an owner of a stock that you have been interested in? How did that feel? Now, why is this important? Because how people feel is important when it comes to money. If you didn't feel good about it, you probably didn't stay with it. But if it felt good, when things feel good to people, they want to do it some more. When things feel good to people, like sex, they want some more. I want some more. I want some more. And so people that are actually doing something, they're literally taking their little finger and they're hitting a button. They're watching the thing go down and they say, oh, and then they say confirmed and they say, you own such and such. And they like, yes, I feel good. And then guess what? They want to do it again. And so then they come back the next day and they start looking around because they want to do it again. They want some more of the good feeling. So there's something that comes with actually doing something, being a part of the process. Being engaged, having to look up some stuff, making a conscious decision. That's far better, in my opinion, than something automatic, especially when you're just getting started. Am I making sense? Can anybody feel that? Right? I started working with him. Perfect. Thank you. Fantastic. For employee stock plan, should we reinvest our dividend? I come back to that question. Passive, sell high, buy low. That's right. Passive is Acorns and Stash. Black Mama vodka and tea. Absolutely. Under Armour. Okay. Say that again. LOL. I plan on selling put options on some stocks to get paid to own the stock. Okay. That's cool. You got a strategy, man. That's cool, man. I have both Acorn and Stash. Acorn was easy to get money out. Stash had too much red tape. I agree that it didn't learn much using those platforms. Yeah, I mean, if you don't learn, test your water. Oh, my goodness. Whew, Lord, Disney, awesome, right? Felt good. You want to do it some more. I want some more. I want some more. I want some more, right? All right. You asked about, oh, Lord, you got a lot of questions, honey. What? for employee stock option plans, should we reinvest our dividend? It's not a should. Do you want to? Why wouldn't you? Your dividend is what, 70 cents? I mean, what it's your choice. You want. I would recommend you reinvest it. Put that money to work for you. You ain't been using it this whole time. What you gonna do with 70 cents? Put that thing back out. Make that thing. Listen, you want your money to go out and create children. You want your dollars to go out and create quarters. You want your quarters to go out and create dimes. You want your dimes to go out and create nickels. You want your nickels to go out and create money and create pennies. This is your money working for you. This is you putting your money in a position where you can get pregnant. I call my money baby's kids because it don't die, it multiplies. So every little bit that I can put out, right, that's not going to hurt me, that's not going to affect my lifestyle, I put out and I let it go get pregnant. And then it come back with some kids. It come back with baby's kids. My kids. My money is my baby's kids. It don't die, they multiply. Right? So the more money you can put out there that don't affect your lifestyle, that you can afford to invest. You're talking about your employee stock plan, it's your retirement account. What you need that for? You know what I'm saying? So I hope that answers your question. Let's keep going. Verizon on stockpile. Okay, fantastic. Now, 9:07. Okay, we got some time. All right. So we kind of dealing with philosophy. I always got to deal with philosophy because people have to simply change the way that they think, change the way they view stuff, this is a whole new mindset when it comes to getting rich, right? Most people buy high and sell low. That's the poor people's game. Most people are buying toilet tissue instead of buying the companies that make the toilet tissue. Nothing wrong with getting the toilet tissue, but goddamn, how much do you need in your house? And could you be you're benefiting, your wallet be benefiting on all the toilet paper that everybody else is buying? Right? So this is just philosophy. Understanding this stuff. Now, what I was going to do tonight was, because last time we looked at 4 companies, by the way, in case you missed last episode, we looked at Delta Airlines, ExxonMobil. What else did we look at? Walmart and Procter & Gamble. So we looked at 4 companies last week. I figured we look at 3 companies today, and this is going to be our stock snapshot, and hopefully it helps you to be able to you look at companies and ask certain questions and maybe evaluate a little bit, but I really get paid for my analysis, right? That's what I get paid for, right? Doing this is just, this is just what I do. I do this for fun, but people really pay me for my analysis because I'm able to help them make better decisions, right, with their money to be able to get quality companies that they can afford, they have confidence in moving forward, right? My first stock purchase was Facebook at $20. Look at that, Patricia King. How did that feel? How did that feel then? How does that feel now, Patricia? Oh, Lord. I know you feel good, honey. I feel good all over. I feel good all over. So we're taking a look at transportation, guys. We're actually going to go where no man dares to go. I figure today we'll look at the cruise lines. Some of y'all want to go on cruises. Y'all want to go. Y'all want to go get on them cruises at some point in time. We understand that cruise industry and transportation, as we see here on the screen, guys, we see transportation down 27% for the year, right? Not quite as bad as energy mills, but 27% down for the year. And we're going to do this together because I haven't looked at this yet. I don't know. I figure that's a good place to go. We're going to look at some cruise lines. I got 3. I got mine, right? Matter of fact, if you have the ability, if you're on Cash App, right? How I want to do this. Let me just keep going. So we're going to look at some cruise lines tonight. So this is going to be able to help you with philosophy, just thinking about stuff, maybe some questions to ask. I know you won't be able to do this like for real on your own for a while. I've been doing this for 10 years, okay? So I ain't trying to go too fast. I'm trying to explain my thought process. I'm not here to tell you what to invest in. I'm not giving you any to say go invest in this. I'm not going to do that. But we can talk about it, and whatever you come up with, that's what you come up with. That's your portfolio, okay? That's what that is. And you might see what I invest in because I typically will put up what I invest in later on down the road when y'all see some of my stuff on Instagram and stuff, right? But I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to tell you what to invest in. That's just not going to happen, so don't even ask me, okay? So what I want to do, I'm gonna come over here to this other platform because it's easier for me to be able to find what I'm looking for. I'm going to look for cruise lines of some sort and transportation. So I'm probably gonna come over here to transportation first, and maybe I can break down cruise or something. Shipping, is that what it is? I don't know what this would be. Maybe shipping. I don't know, man. Oh Lord. It is not shipping. Oh Lord. It's transportation. Maybe it's not transportation. You know what? Let me go. Let me come over here. Ooh, I gotta be able to find something. I gotta find how they classify this stuff. Let's go to Carnival first. Carnival. Let's go to Carnival first. They are in I need to find out how they classify this stuff. Consumer services, hotel, resorts, and cruise lines. Okay. Consumer services. Okay. I'm looking at transportation. And consumer services. I didn't know that. All right. Consumer services. Consumer services. Would that be here? People? I have no idea. Let's see. Where the hell? Consumer services, resorts. I have no idea. Oil and gas, shoes, retail, computers, discretionary. Oh Lord. Let me see if I can find. You know what? I wanted to see if I could find a list. Oh Lord, this is a long list. This ain't gonna work. This taking too long. Oh Lord. Um, I want to look at. You know what? Let's just do this. We're gonna do. Are we gonna do Carnival? 1 second, guys. Let me see about Carnival, Royal Caribbean, and Norwegian. Yeah, we're gonna do Carnival, Royal Caribbean, and Norwegian. I ain't gonna. I was trying to find a list for you guys. I don't know how to have this thing set up. It's in the consumer. That doesn't sound right. Discretionary business services, maybe. That ain't it. I mean, what? Where the hell would this be? What would this be over here? Utility-based materials, transportation, unclassified, maybe. I don't know. It don't matter. Let's just go over to Carnival. All right, we're gonna start with Carnival. Everybody put it on Carnival. You guys have traveled on Carnival before? I know it should be on the lead. Did you see Leisure? Brother, you saw Leisure? Did I miss it? I'm on the wrong thing. Did you see Leisure? Did I miss it? I'm probably going too fast. Retail, food, restaurants. I didn't see Leisure. I probably was going too fast. I don't know. I'm tired of looking. It don't matter. Oh, you looking for it? Yeah, let me know if you see it. Hotels and motels is here. Uh, Leisure. Okay. Okay, here we go. All right. Thank you so much, man. My brother, Mr. Freeman. I know. Okay, there we go. Oh, Mr. Brown. Okay. All right, got you. This is it, right? So here, we have. This is gonna be all leisure, but it's not gonna break it down by by cruise or whatever the case may be. This is leisure services. But we do know these names, right? So we got Carnival, we got Sea Trip was in China, whatever that is. We have Carnival, Royal Caribbean, and Norwegian. Okay, so we're gonna look at all three of those cruise lines. Carnival is, as far as cruise lines is concerned, is the largest company at $78 billion company, something like that. $7 billion company. Royal Caribbean would be next, and then Norwegian Cruise Line. So 1, 2, 3. We're gonna look at the top 3 cruise lines in the leisure recreation services or in the cruise industry. All right. First, as we're looking at Carnival, here's some interesting information you might want to know. It's currently doesn't have a top price here, but Carnival Cruise Line is currently paying a 13.36% dividend. Let that sink in. Everybody putting Carnival 13%. Carnival Cruise Line is currently paying 13% dividend. Okay? 13%. So what that means is if you were to invest in Carnival right now, at the end of the year, you have a 13% come back to you based upon what you have invested. They're going to pay you back 13% of what you invest. Just think of it as like cash back. If the price of the stock does not move today, you're going to get 13% back of what you invested just for investing. 13%. Okay? We ain't even looking at the stock. This is what I consider to be the icing. This is 13% dividend coming back to you. 13%. Many people do not know the significance of this number, right? Inflation is 3%, which means that the price of goods every year goes up. It's more expensive to buy milk this year than it was last year. More expensive to buy eggs this year than it was last year. More expensive to buy gas this year than it was last year, relatively speaking. So you at least want to have some type of increase that beats inflation every year. We looked at on Friday, we looked at bank accounts and savings accounts. Savings accounts at 0.03% at Bank of America. Highest percentage rate we saw coming back on your savings account was 1.7%. And you can get 13% coming back by putting your money into something like this. Now, I'm not good at math. But is 13% better than 1%? Is 13% better than 0.03%? Do you see why? If you're talking about, man, you're talking about 1,300% better than what you can get in a savings account. Don't you see why the rich keep getting richer? Because they're folding their money over 13% just by simply investing in something like Carnival. Now, I'm not saying we invest in Carnival. I'm just saying, look, 13%. Y'all been looking for numbers like this. Like, wow, where can I make my money grow better and faster and all that good stuff? 13%. Okay. Woo! Everybody putting down so wild. I don't know about you, but that's a wild moment. 13%. I mean, I didn't even. Woo! Okay. Carnival Corporation is currently a $17.58 per share stock. So at $17.58, that's $17.50. That's less than a dub that you can own Carnival Corporation right now if you wanted to own it, with a kickback of 13% for investing in them. Now, I don't know about you. I don't know. I mean, how many guys got $17.50 that you could, that if you decided that Carnival was something that you wanted to own, you could afford? How many guys could afford to own Carnival right now? I mean, you probably this weekend, we came through the weekend, it's Sunday. How many guys spent $17.50 that you shouldn't have spent just this weekend? You blew $20 this weekend on something that you probably don't even know that you blew the $20. Huh? How many guys blew $20 this weekend? Be honest. $20 just vanished. It's just up and left your bank account, up and left your wallet. You saw something, it was cool, you want to support somebody, whatever the case may be, you bought black or whatever, you didn't really need it. How many guys blew $20 this weekend? Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. You bought your $20 drink. Let's be honest. How many guys blew $20? Huh? Be honest. Yeah, I had to get it. You know what I mean? I had to get that shirt. You know what I mean? I had to get it. Right? Be honest. I blew $20. Nothing to be ashamed of. Blew $20, right? Blew 20 plus, right? So it's a $17.58 stock. It's down 65% for the year. So this right here is where, like, new people, they be like, oh, 65%. But people, again, we're going back towards progressive thinking. Do we understand why? Do we understand? Does the audience that's live with us here tonight, do you understand why Carnival Corporation is down 65% for the year? I mean, that's without us really looking deep into Carnival Corporation. Can you make sense out of it? You be like, oh, I see why they down. I mean, I ain't even got to think about it. I mean, look what's going on. Transportation and the band, and nobody's taking no trips, and Carnival's being hit right now, and nobody's getting on cruises. It makes sense. I mean, I see why they down 65%. Can you make sense out of it? If you can make sense out of it, say, yeah, it makes sense. I make sense out of it. Makes sense. I make sense out of it. Right? You can make sense out of it. So that means you understand. It's not a big surprise, not a big shock, not driving you crazy. 65%. Carnival Cruise Line, man, we talk about what they do, man. Carnival Cruise Line engages in the operation of cruise ships. It operates through the following business segments. The company was founded in 1972, so there's only about a 30, 50, 82, 92. It's only about a 40-year-old company, roughly. Not very long. They ain't been around that long. Don't have any employee information, but I like. We do have a Carnival Corporation here, which I could probably go to, but we already know they pay a 13.76% dividend or something like that. That's just the profile. This is the overview of Carnival Cruise Line. We have this place called financials, which we call fundamentals. This is the money. This is the numbers, right? Every publicly traded company has to disclose, has to let the public know how they are doing financially, right? Unlike a private company where you don't know how Chick-fil-A is doing. You don't know how Quick Trip is doing. They don't have to tell you. They don't have to show you because they're not trying to get you to invest with them. That's a private company. Public companies has to let the public know about their books. They have to open up their books. So that means their accounting has to be well. For the most part, generally speaking. I mean, we got to believe something. Let's believe their numbers. Now, it's only up to 2018, but we'll still look at it. 2018, right? So the past 4 years, net revenue means sales. Carnival Cruise Line has sold more stuff each and every year for the past 4 years up through 2018 to the tune of $18.9 billion in 2018. So they sold $18.9 billion worth of stuff, tickets, sales, souvenirs, whatever. Whatever they sell, they sold $18.9 billion worth of stuff in 2018, which represents an increase over the past 4 years. So they are trending upward. Everybody putting down, so trend up. That's good. Every year they sell more stuff. That's good for a business, would you say? That's good. Gross income here. This is going to be after they cost them to do business. They roughly about the same. They're trending up a little bit, but about the same. But they still are trending up 5.5 to 5.8. So they made a little bit more gross income, which means that relatively speaking, the cost of doing business pretty much, their inflationary prices pretty much stay the same. As they pay all their taxes, pay all their employees, pay all their bills, they have net income down here. Net income increasing. So we have net revenue, sales increase. Gross income increase. Net income increase. It's pretty good. Okay. More people are taking cruises. More people are using Carnival Cruise Line. They're the #1 cruise line company in America or in the world. Okay. How many guys like that? You like to see something increase. Like to see the sales increase. Like to see the gross income increase. Like to see your income increase. Y'all like to see your income increase. Why won't you like to see a business income increase? Makes sense, right? Makes sense. Treat it up. Pretty cool. Also have a balance sheet that tells you about their stability, how much stuff they own and owe and all that good stuff, their assets that they've acquired over 40 years. How long they've been in business since 1972. We see their total assets. This is stuff that they own. This is what the business owns. They own $42.4 billion worth of stuff. And the assets is what they owe. Their debts that they still have to pay off. We see that $18 billion, which represents $24 billion in positive equity, $24 billion of being in the black, $24 billion that their shareholders, right? Their shareholders, those people that have invested in Carnival, that they that they share in. They share in the equity of the company. Why? Because they are part owners of the company. When you buy stock, or in this particular case, if you were to buy Carnival Corporation stock at $17.58, the moment that that thing confirms, you are now a part owner of Carnival Corporation, which means that you would share in this equity that they have accrued, which is actually a good sign. It's another good sign. They're above water, keeping your head above water, right? That's pretty good. We have a forecast. These are forecasts that come from the analysts. I'm probably a better forecaster than most of these people, but we had 16 analysts that did a price forecast for for Carnival Cruise over the next 12 months, and at 1758, they are now below what the analysts, the lowest of the low, what the analysts think that this price will be 12 months from now, a year from now. The lowest that the analysts say, man, at $23. That would represent, if we were to buy Carnival Cruise Line right now, $17.50, and it goes to the low over the next 10 years, of the next year, that represents a 30% increase. Plus, everybody put a comments on plus, that's the cake. The plus would be the dividend of which is 13%. So you mean to tell me if I buy Carnival Cruise right now and I feel like it's a great value, I can buy it at $17.58. I see that this company's been around for 50 years. I see that they have been selling more stuff over the past 4 years up through 2018. They've been grossing more income over the past 4 years. They've been netting more income over the past 4 years. They had a little blip in the radar because of the Rona doing her thing. But I could buy low, and if the analysts are correct in their projection or predicting, if it gets down just to the very minimum of what the analysts predict, I could be looking at a 30% growth of my money that I have invested in Carnival, plus 13.67% coming back to me as a dividend for my loyalty to Carnival Cruise Line for a year. Everybody put in the comments below, wow. Everybody put in the comments below, wow. And when I say everybody, I mean everybody. This is where people go to get rich. This is where people go to multiply their money. This is where people shop for money, for assets. Everything, even real estate, is tied to the stock market, Wall Street. Obviously, it's a different asset, but it's still tied to Wall Street. Wow. Let's keep going. If the analysts are correct, and we don't know if they're correct, nobody's correct, but if they are, and the median, it hits the median of $44 from now till a year from now, and the market recovers and everybody starts cruising again, we're representing 150% growth if it hits the median. Plus 13% dividend back. This is if it hits the median, which means the middle of all 16 of these analysts who are supposed to be professionals. If it reaches their median, it represents 150% growth from where it is right now. Plus 13% dividend for your loyalty to Carnival Cruise Line, the number one cruise company in the world. Now, if it should hit its high, based upon what the analysts project, we could be representing 235% growth in 1 year. Plus 13% dividend on the back end, on the icing. Huh? Where they do that at? Did you hit the like button yet? Did you hit the subscribe button yet? Did you hit the share button yet? Are you your brother's keeper? Are you your sister's keeper? You got a brother that's from the community that's been doing this for a while, that's providing free financial education for the nation on a financial education station. Do you care enough about your brother and or sister to invite them to what we're talking about now? Have you tagged somebody? Do you care about your community? as much as I'm caring about you? Do you care about your aunt's finances? Do you care about your brother's finances? Do you care about your sister's finances as much as I'm caring about yours? Free. Put you on game. Put you in the game where the wealthy reside. Do you see why now you can find yourself in a position where you can get rich during a recession? I can probably start right here. Some of y'all watching still not participating. Some of you watching right now still are not participating. That's rude. Free, you still won't participate. Free knowledge, still won't participate. That's rude. This is how we treat one another. This is how we do. Oh, I'm just going to sneak in. I'm going to watch this. I'm going to get everything I can. I ain't going to participate. I ain't going to say hello. I'm not going to participate in the conversation. I'm just going to come in and try to get something from somebody. That's how we do. This is how we do each other. And we wonder why we are where we are in society at the bottom of the economic ladder, because this is just simply an example of how we do one another. Free. Let's keep going. So Carnival, right? So the question would be, right? The question is this: that we begin to understand is a simple philosophy, and that simple philosophy again comes from my mentor, Mr. Warren Buffett, who's taught me everything I know. He simply says this: that price is what you pay, and value is what you get. Price is what you pay, value is what you get. Everybody, put that in the comments below. We're talking about philosophy. We're talking about how you think. Price is what you pay, value is what you get. Right? Price is what you pay, value is what you get. So understanding this philosophy is critical, because then you begin to ask good questions. You say, okay, the price of Carnival is $17.58 per share. But the value of Carnival, whatever that may be, the value of a 50-year-old company, the value of a company that's been increasing in sales over the past 4 years, the value of a company that's been increasing in gross income over the past 4 years, the value of a company that's been increasing in net income for the past 4 years, the value of a company that's also paying a 13.67% dividend, the value of a company that's number one in its industry. Do I think it's worth? Do I think it's more valuable? Do I think I'm getting a bargain? Do I think I'm getting a steal at $17.58 for this particular company? That's what you ask yourself. Is it worth, right? Is the company worth $17.58, or do I understand that the company should be way more than $17.58? I mean, with all this stuff I'm getting for all this bang I'm getting for my buck. In other words, you're simply asking yourself, and this is something I always ask, but you probably want to ask yourself this: is this company, based upon what you believe for the value to be, based upon everything we said, do you think this company is on sale? And do I think, moving forward, as I put on my long-term cap 6 months from now, a year from now, after everything clears up and there's no more talk of coronavirus, we ain't got no more stuff in the news and all that stuff, do I think people are going to start going back on cruises? And are they going to go back to using the number one cruise line in the world? Do I think that Carnival Cruise Line is on sale? Next level questions. You start asking, well, man, how much is it on sale? I mean, if I think it's on sale, I think I'm getting great value. I think it's worth $17.58 per share. But shoot, how much is it on sale? How much do I think I really should be paying for it if it was regular price? In the comments below, I'd like for you to share, man. If you feel like Carnival Cruise Line is on sale, I want you to put this in the comments. So what number do you think is regular price? Because I'm a bargain shopper. I like to buy stuff on sale. I like it when it's on sale. I don't want to pay full price. But if it was full price, what do you think full price would be? What's a good number for you? Like, man, Before we even looked at the price, if you heard all that stuff, how much do you think it would have been per share? You don't even have to know nothing. You don't even have to know nothing about stock. Man, you tell me all that. That's probably what, a $50 stock? I don't know. Probably $100 stock. I don't know. What did you think? Before you knew the price, if I had told you all this other stuff about this wonderful, great company, Aaron Johnson is the CEO of this company, and over the past 4 years, his company has increased in sales over the past 4 years. Over the past 4 years, it's increased in gross income. Over the past 4 years, it's increased in net income. He's built it up over 50 years to an equity of $29.2 billion. They're also paying a dividend, which means that you get this money back of 13.67% at the end of the year if you just hold on for a year. Aaron seems to have been doing a great job with his particular company. How much do you think that stock is worth? How much should you be paying for that stock? I want you to put that number in the comments below. It don't matter if you don't know. It's not. No one knows. I'm asking you to put a number just upon what you think. With your guess. It's not about knowing. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. I want you to understand that nobody knows. I'm just asking you to put a guess. You can say $15,000. Don't matter. Say $35, $100, 45, 55. Cool, right? So based upon all these, numbers that you have out there, $60, whatever, you're representing a sale, right? 60 down to 20 would represent a 67% sale, 67% off. 45 to 20 for 17 would represent about a 55% sale, 55% off, right? 35 to 17, that's 55. 35 to 17 would represent about 50% off, right? That's all. Pretty simple. Pretty simple math. No one is right, though. No, there is absolutely no one in the world that's right. That's not the point. The point is how you feel about the value of a company based upon really looking into the company, and do you feel like you're getting good value for the price in which you pay? In this particular case, you might feel like I'm getting extreme value. Might. Who knows? No one's right. That's not the point. Right? Y'all get my point? So that's that's Carnival Cruise Lines, the #1 company. Right? Now we're going to take a look at, was that helpful, by the way? Huh? Was that helpful? Just that one company. We ain't even went over nowhere else. Was that helpful? Do you guys see? Right? You guys see? Hold on. Let me do this. Somebody got to help. Somebody got to come in here and talk to me, because you know what I'm saying. I've been doing a lot of talking. So let me put this link in here again. I don't care who clicks first. Somebody finna come in here and talk to you, boy, and have a little powwow before I get on to the next one. So somebody got to be bold enough to click this little button that I just popped up here. It's going to bring you into my little lobby, and we're going to have a little conversation about how you feel, about what you just learned, what you just saw, whatever the case may be, as it relates to Carnival Corporation. Hey, Ron, come on in. Tiffany, I don't care if y'all ain't camera ready. I ain't camera ready. Come on in. Rico, I don't care. Somebody, come on, Rico. Click on that little button on your YouTube. We're going to bring it to my studio, and you can share some thoughts with the people about what you're learning here tonight, or what you're seeing, or whatever case may be. Kelvin, I don't care, whoever click it first, come on in. I ain't moving forward till somebody share the platform with your boy, because we ain't in this by ourselves. We in this together. Team, T-E-A-M. Together, everyone achieves more. And I'm pretty sure I got somebody out there that's bold as a lion to come on and jump on here and hang out with your boy, talk to him about 5-10 minutes, and then I'll go on. But I'll sit here and wait, because somebody's got to step on up to the plate. But I'll sit here and wait till somebody does. I'm in no rush. Don't worry, guys. Oh, let's just take a little break. Oh, yeah. We're just waiting on somebody. Oh, Lord. Yeah. We got a little Jeopardy music going on. Woo, 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 woo. The link is not working for me. It's not, Kelvin. Oh my goodness. Oh Lord. Is the link not working, y'all? The link not working, guys? Oh my goodness. Let me try it again. Make sure I put it in there good, Kelvin. Oh Lord. I appreciate you, Kelvin. Oh, so at least you tried. At least you tried. You said, man, I'm gonna try to come on in here and hang out with my boy real quick. All right, Kevin D. Woods. Well, I put it there, guys. If it not working, if it's not working, then somebody just bought Carnival. Okay, now he said, I ain't playing. Shit. I ain't know what y'all doing, but I got to make some moves here. Okay, fantastic, man. Welcome to Wall Street, man. It says there's nothing there. Oh, y'all can't. Oh, maybe. Y'all don't see it on y'all. Okay, do y'all see that? Maybe it don't work. I don't know. Oh, there we go. Somebody coming in. I see Rico coming in. Rico Suave. Is that you? Okay, you're a little dark. You want me to go ahead and pull you up? You ready? I'm gonna pull you in. I'm gonna pull you. What's going on, Rico?
I'm here, man.
Hey, man. Hey, see, we got somebody bold enough. We appreciate you showing up, making sure that we can keep on with the show. Because if wasn't nobody gonna pop in, I was gonna have to close this thing down, man. So we appreciate you, man.
No, I got you, man. I just bought some of that, what you were talking about. So that works for me.
That works. If you got somebody else coming up in here too, who this is? Kelvin? What going on? Hey, man. Hey, see, we got somebody bold enough. We appreciate you showing up. Okay, you still got your shit. Okay, thank you so much. I'm gonna have to close this thing down, man. So we appreciate you. You gotta turn off your other device. Kevin.
So that works for me.
Okay, you gotta turn off your other device, Kevin. Who this is? Kevin? All right, Rico. Real quick, man, what's your thoughts, man, about what you've seen so far? I don't know how long you've been here. What's your thoughts, man? Who else is doing this, Kevin? Who else is doing this, Rico?
Nobody, man. I just moved on it, man, for real. 13%. Brother, that's giving away money.
Yeah. Well, that's the stock, though. But I'm talking about, what do you think about the lesson? What do you think about the teaching tonight? What do you think?
Yeah. I'm saying it's worth moving on. That's what I'm saying. The understanding, the clarity, the ups and downs, showing the charts, making it simple, making it basic, understandable. So somebody like me that's in another sector, make it very clear, and never really bought or did any stocks. Clear enough for me to make a decision and be like, hey, like you said, I definitely blown more than $20. So made a decision to move on it. I was trying to send you the picture, but it won't let me load pictures up on YouTube to show you that I bought the stock. So
okay, fantastic, man. We're gonna come down to Kevin, man. I had you on mute for you must have 2 or 3 devices on. I'm not sure. I had some feedback. See, we got you now. What's going on, Mr. Williams? We don't have any audio from you. We got Miss Patricia coming in. What's going on, Miss Patricia? How are you, Miss Patricia?
I'm in to win.
You in to win. That's what I'm talking about. Kevin, we're gonna wait on you to get some audio. How you doing? You in it to win it. What's your thoughts, Miss Patricia?
I like that. I like Carnival Cruise. I like Norwegian even better. It's at a lower rate. I think it's at $11 right now. So I'll be watching the market. I kind of follow it a little bit. I'm gonna look at Disney tomorrow since they shut down. They shut down all of Disney World, and ESPN got to issue broadcasting March Madness now. There is no March Madness, it's March Sadness. So Disney is the parent company for ESPN. So I'm going to take a look at them tomorrow. I'm also going to take a look at Microsoft since Bill Gates stepped down. And I'll look at Nike since Nike shut down all their retail outlets over in China.
So what do you think about the teaching for tonight, Miss Patricia? Who else is doing something like this?
I think it's awesome. I'm always interested in learning more about the market. I'm a novice, but I believe I have a teachable spirit, and I'm looking to make money, so that I can change my legacy and have money for generations to come for my grandkids.
Absolutely. So build some wealth, man. See, we got you, Kevin. We got some voice from you, Kevin. Nah, I still don't have the voice coming in, man. You on screen, but no voice, man. No voice. Gonna give you a little bit longer, man. All right, Rico, man, I appreciate you, brother, man. I'm gonna take you down, and Miss Patricia, thanks so much. So we can take you down. We'll get back to teaching what we do, man. I appreciate you guys taking the time to be here.
All right, brother.
All right. All right, Kevin, we're waiting on you, man. See if we can get
Mic check, mic check.
There you go. There he is, Kevin in the house. What's going on? Successful Sundays, too. It's a successful Sunday, man. What's going on with you, brother?
You know, even I have been following you for quite some time, even when you were, being on the platform of Black CEO. I remember you from there. And it's funny that you are hosting this evening because I think it was yesterday or the day before, I was sharing with people about how everybody is, buying out the toilet tissue and everything, but no one is taking advantage of the stock market while it's at its, it's low, and it's going to get lower than this. And so I'm just glad and excited that you're sharing this platform and this information with people, because now is the time for us to take action. Like, this is the best time in the world to invest in the market. Where is that right now? And just earlier I saw where the Feds have cut the interest rates to zero. So, even if you've never been a homeowner, this is the time to become a homeowner. If you've been always want to refinance your home, this is the time to do it. This is the time. The time is NOW. That's the best way I can put it. The time is NOW.
Absolutely, man. NOW, man. ET the preacher said, no opportunities wasted. No opportunities wasted. And we understand some people still have to get in preparation mode. But even with it being now, for some of you, that now is learning, right?
Right.
I don't want to invest in anything that you understand. So that now is learning, because you still have time to take advantage or to capitalize on the market, right? Because we still have some muddy waters in the short term ahead of us. We don't know how long that's going to last. So even that now could be, man, let me get my education up, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let me get with a teacher that I can learn from, and we can grow, right? And one of the other things that you don't know, Kevin, is that we actually in the Black Billionaires Club, we actually run an investment club, a Black-owned investment club. We've been doing that for the past 3 years, and we revamped it for the last year. So we got 30 members. We have over $10,000 in the stock market. We actually are practicing group economics. Everybody talk about it, but nobody puts the structure in place to do it. And that's what we're doing together. So that's another opportunity for people. They don't want to do it by themselves. They still want to learn to be able to do that as well, man. So how do you feel about, man, the teaching so far tonight, man? Who else is doing this? Your boy is always in the house, man. I appreciate my Black CEO brother being up in here, man.
No one else that I'm aware of is doing this. I was looking for someone to collaborate with to create a investment club. And so now that you mentioned that, I definitely want to, whatever you need to send me, send that information to me, because there are people who feel more comfortable doing things as a group versus them doing it by themselves. And so I would love to, share that information with people that want to do group economics.
Absolutely, man. Cool, man. You got any words for the peeps, man? Any thoughts to kind of urge them to get to move? That's the thing. Like, I don't like to just talk and people go grab more and more information without taking any action. Because I just think you get constipated with knowledge. You got to turn to wisdom, which means you do something with what you know. Any words of advice for these people out here?
Yeah, I'm going to share with everyone. I'm going to take everybody back to my childhood, and this may be a little bit of strong language, but don't take it. Don't be offended. Take action with it. But I remember my mom when I was a kid, and we were downtown in a place in Arkansas, and I was wanting I was wanting a swimming pool. And I looked at my mom and I said, Mom, I want that swimming pool. I want you to give me that swimming pool. And she looked at me and she said, and as a kid, this is what she said to me. And it has stuck with me even today. She said, son, let me tell you something. You can want in one hand, shit in the other hand, and you see which one fill up first. And from that point on, I said, I deserve to have it, because the language itself creates some type of action versus saying, I want to do this, I should do this, I need to do this. But when you say, I deserve to do this, something has to happen for you. Something is going to happen for you to take action. So that's my words of wisdom to each of you that's on this platform, that's listening, or you watching, or you're doing a combination of both. That's my wisdom to the people that's on this platform even.
Absolutely, man. Well, again, I want to say thanks so much. Kevin Williams, man, guys don't know, Black CEO is a group. We've met that way, some type of way. I've done some presentations on the Black CEO, which is run by Shay Brown and Trevor Trey. What's his name? Trevor Otts.
Yeah.
So shout out to them. Hopefully this will get over to them or get over into our group there. But what you are seeing now, guys, that you see on the screen, we just had two brothers and three brothers and a sister. That's a part of group economics. We're sharing the platform together. They were bold enough to come on and say, hey man, I want to chip in and do what I can to help. And that's how we work, guys. We chip in and we help one another. And that's absolutely phenomenal time, man. So Kevin, man, again, we're gonna stay connected and move some things. Rico, thanks so much. Patricia, I'll get on to, I guess, to next two stocks and we'll make this thing happen. All right, guys. So we're going to keep it moving, man. All right, man. Thank you so much, Kevin. Everybody putting comments on now. N-O-W, now. No opportunities wasted. You see an opportunity, here's what you want to do with the opportunity. Number one, you got to see it. You got to see it. You got to see it. You got to recognize it. You got to see the opportunity, right? That's the first thing. If you don't see it, you can't do nothing with it. Number two, you then have to evaluate or analyze. You got to make sure that that's an opportunity that's for you. Every opportunity that comes across your path isn't for you. Okay? I get a whole bunch of opportunities thrown my path. I know what's my lane, and I know what to say no to, and I know what to say yes to. So every opportunity ain't for you. But you got to be evaluated, because sometimes the opportunities is for somebody that you're connected to. Be like, oh, that ain't for me. But shoot, that's for Kevin. That's right up his alley. So first, you got to see it. Then you got to analyze it, look at it, recognize it. You got to inspect it. And then third, if you decide it is for you, you must attack. You got to go and I saw it. It's for me. Let me go do something with it. Got to take action right now. No opportunities wasted. All right, man. Oh, that was fun. Oh, Lord. Yeah. All right, let's get back into this thing, man. I appreciate it. I'll keep on. I feel refreshed now. Oh, my goodness. I feel refreshed. All right, now, thanks so much. Hey, Ron, thanks so much, man. Absolutely. Thank you. Helen Doe, thank you. Tagging people. All right, get this thing up. Let's keep going. Financial Education Station. Financial Education for the Nation. Investment Education Night. Teach you guys how to get rich during the recession. We're taking a look now at Royal Caribbean Cruise Lines. We're in the leisure cruise section. Royal Caribbean is a $6.3 billion company. I think that's what that means. They also are paying a dividend of upwards of 10% at 10.32%. So 10% dividend from Royal Caribbean Cruise Line. I think that's what that stands for. 6.3 billion or 60. Yeah, probably 6.3. All right, let me see if I can get over to Royal Caribbean. Royal Caribbean. How many guys done took a trip on Royal Caribbean sometime? Everybody been on a Royal Caribbean cruise? I went on a cruise to Italy. I think it was Norwegian. I don't know what it was. But Royal Caribbean is a $32 stock. $30 stock is a tank of gas for most people. All right, $32 stock right now, of course. We understand 75% down, 75% down. Oh, Lord. When I see stuff like that, I go, woo. My eyes go, oh, Lord. That's a big drop, but I understand why it dropped. We'll see if there's great value at its current price. It's kind of what we look at. consumers. I come over to profile that you got so we can know exactly what Royal Caribbean does. It might be something in there that we don't know, right? $6.8 billion company. Royal Caribbean, it operates a global cruise vacation company, so nothing new there. They were founded in 1968, and they're headquartered in Miami, Florida. Royal Caribbean, they do have some information over the employees. Here we go. We see that they've been flat over the first 3 years up to 2017, but 2018 and 2019, they were hiring. Oh, that's a great sign. That means that they got more business to do. They got to bring people on. We got to hire people to help us do more business. So past 2 years, Royal Caribbean up through 2019 were hiring. Now they might be firing temporarily. They might let go of some contractors right now because they got to save some money. They ain't got a whole bunch of business going on. We don't know. But up through the end of 2019, they were hiring. That's a good sign. That's a good sign. A company's hiring, that means they got money to pay their employees and they probably got more work to do. Fundamentals. Over the past 4 years, we ain't seen an increase in their income over the past 4 years over the net revenues, the sales. They sold more stuff each and every year over the past 4 years through 2018, coming to be $9.5 billion. A gross income. That's be after they paid for the cost of doing business. How many guys know it costs to do business? There's a cost to do business, but they have a gross income that's increased over the past 4 years, $3.28 billion gross income in 2018. Their net income has been increasing over the past 4 years, right, to the tune of $1.86 billion in 2018. So increase on net revenues, increase on gross income, increase in net income. $33 stock, been around since 1968. Here are their books. Assets versus liabilities. Their total assets, the stuff that they own, $27.7 billion. Total liabilities, $16.1 billion, representing $11.1 billion in positive equity that will be shared among the shareholders or the investors who decide to own Royal Caribbean. I keep going a little bit faster now because I went through all this stuff. That's what's good. Forecast is from the professionals, so quote unquote, although they're not better than me. 14 analysts have put a prediction on the stock for the future of 12 months from now at $32, saying, hey, man, this stock is super cheap. We represent that this stock can get up to as low as $63 per share, being the second largest cruise company in the world. If it were to get to $63 over the next year, that would represent a 94% growth for Royal Caribbean. If it gets to the media, what the analysts say or the professionals say that it could get to, based upon their predictions and everything that they've looked at, that brings us to the $122 per share, which would represent a 277% growth. And if it should get to its high prediction from these analysts that have put a stock forecast on this price forecast on the stock, could represent $165, which represent 410% growth for Royal Caribbean, plus plus the 10% dividend on the back end. Now, this is where I got to step in and say, okay, that seems a little too far stretched for me. So I'm gonna come in here and take a look at something real quick. 1 second. All right, 120. All right, so I'm just looking to see just how far Royal Caribbean has gotten. They got all the way up. Their price got up to about $120, and they could not break that point. Let me go back to what the forecast saying. They putting $165. I ain't buying that. Nope, not buying that. This is where when I would come in, they brought in the superstar like me, like, man, what do you think about these forecasts? And I start firing people. 165, where you get that from? But of course, they probably made this forecast before the big drop, so they figured that they would be able to surpass where they have been, but they have not surpassed where they have been just yet. So it's going to be difficult for them to climb, back to where they once were just in a year. So I'm not going to go 165. That's just probably not going to happen. Not probable. It's going to be a long climb back up just to get to where they were if they were to get to their high. So I won't go that high. So I'm not even going to look at 410%. Looks good. Probably not going to happen. But even if we were to get to the medium, about $120 back to where they were at some point in time, we're talking about, we're representing here quite possibly 277% growth, right? 277% growth plus 10%. Now, I really want you to understand what this means, guys. So, if you and I were to put $100 onto Royal Caribbean. That means in a year, if it were to get to a median, my $100 would now be $377 plus another 10%, which means they would have grown to $400. Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? That would be my seed of $100 if this was to work out. My seed of $100 would grow in a year from now. That $100 will be worth $400 based upon the potential growth of the stock plus the dividend. How many guys would like to have the opportunity, the possibility to turn $100 into $400 in a year from now? Let me tell you something. Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? Just to have the opportunity, everybody putting down some opportunity, to put your money in a position to at least have the opportunity to grow from $100 quite possibly to $400 within a year. Let me tell you something. Huh? Do you see why the rich can continue to get richer while the poor continue to get poor? Do we understand why? And here's the reason why. It all comes down to two things. Number one, education. What you don't know about money is hurting you. What you don't know about opportunity is hurting you. What you don't know about health is hurting you. What you don't know is hurting you. And for us, many of us have never been exposed to this thing called the Wall Street or stock market, although we heard about it. Nobody's ever taught us. I didn't learn until I was 30 years old. So it's an education problem. But then after we get to past education, then we got to get to execution, which means I've learned, then I do. So everybody putting calls on education and execution. Now, here's what I want you to understand, beautiful black people, or whoever may be watching this at any particular time. We must stop complaining about what other people are not teaching us when we're unwilling to teach ourselves. See, if you know history, then you understand that the slaves taught themselves how to read. They didn't go and say, oh, master wouldn't teach me how to read. I can't read because they wouldn't teach me how to read. The slaves, when they got into population and they said, we got to start doing something over here in a foreign land that we don't know, they taught themselves how to read. There's a good quote that says self-education will make you a fortune. Do you understand why I took time over the past 10 years to learn what I didn't know about the stock market? Rico's been learning what he didn't know about real estate, and Patricia's learning what she doesn't know about the stock market. We just have decided that we're going to make self-education a priority in our life. And we're going to learn about money. We're going to learn how to multiply money. We're going to learn how to invest money because we know how to spend money. I mean, we've been learning that a whole lot. I mean, I need to unlearn that. Can somebody help me unlearn how to spend money and then teach me how to invest money? I need to unlearn how to spend money. I mean, I ain't got no problem wasting my whole check when I get paid. I mean, that thing can go just like that. I need to unlearn that. That habit needs to go. I'm too old for that now. I need to learn how to make my money grow. So investing or education is the passport. Malcolm X taught us that. Education is the passport. Do you guys see how learning how to invest is your passport to wealth? Right? Do you see how learning how to invest can be your passport, as Malcolm X has taught us, to wealth? Okay? Education plus execution equals results. So then we get to these questions, guys, that we ask, because I don't think I need to stay on Royal Caribbean much longer. I mean, my goodness, $32 per share, right? $11.1 billion in positive equity. That's a little so-so. We saw an increase in their net sales. We saw an increase in their gross income. We saw an increase in their employee growth. We saw an increase in their net income. We saw a 10% dividend payout to its shareholders. We see a $32 stock that's down 75. That's been beaten down 75% per year, and we understand why. We ask ourselves, the second largest cruise line in the world, do we expect for people to start getting back and traveling, taking cruises on Royal Caribbean once this dust clears, long term, 6 months from now, by the end of the year, by the summer, I don't know. And if so, do we want to be in a position to quite possibly ride this wave up and have an opportunity for some pretty good increase on the money, on the seed that we sow into Royal Caribbean? So then you say to yourself, man, the price is what you pay, value is what you get. If I were to pay $32.33, do I feel good about the value that I'm getting back with this company called Royal Caribbean, which represents the value for the price that I pay for $32? How many guys are saying right now, you know what? I see great value at $32. I mean, shoot, if I had $32, I might just go ahead and give me some Royal Caribbean right now. I mean, that's, you know what I'm saying, 10% dividend, you know, $11.1 billion in assets. You know, shoot, they once were trading $120 per share. You know, I mean, shoot, I mean, once this cruise stuff come back, I mean, they can't go nowhere but up. Huh? How you guys feel about the value versus the price? Which is represented with Royal Caribbean Cruise Line. Then you take another step. You say, man, I got me a frequent flyer. I got frequent flyer miles on Royal Caribbean. I travel. I go cruising all the time. And Royal Caribbean is my cruise line of choice. Well, if you are traveling on cruise lines or Royal Caribbean all the time, going to the Bahamas and taking your trip on every year, you and your girls and you and your brothers, y'all take these little trips. Y'all get on the cruise. Y'all cruising, literally. Y'all cruising, having a good time, entertaining yourself. Well, why not own some of the company that's allowing you to take this cruise? Then y'all can get double for your trouble. Shoot. Now you be like, man, I'm not just cruising. I'm going on a big ass boat that I own. Let's go, girls. We going on a trip on a boat that we own. We owners of this thing over here. Then y'all start walking on the boat. Y'all start telling people what to do. Man, I'm the owner of this thing. Go and get me some drinks. Go and change this sheet, guys. Good job. Y'all doing a good job over there. You start feeling good. I own some of this. And I'm taking the trip. Make sense? Maybe. I don't know. What do you think? All right. Now you could compare the two. You say, hey, man, which one you like? You got number one, number two, right? Opportunity there, quite possibly. Which one you feel good about? You feel good about Carnival? Feel good about Royal Caribbean? Feel good about both? I don't know. Up to you. I'm just presenting the numbers. Okay, and then we'll do what? What else I'm supposed to do? Norwegian. Now I want you to understand, Miss Patricia, you said you were talking about the price, right? The price is relative, right? I don't want you guys to get caught up on the price and say, oh, this is $11 versus $33 versus $17. That's not that. Don't compare prices like that. Compare price versus value of the particular asset that you're looking at. Don't compare and say, oh, Ford is $4 and Norwegian is $11. So I want to get. You got to get out of the mind of cheap. Okay, cheap. We're not cheap people. We are people that look for deals. We look for value at a great price. Everybody putting down, so no more cheap. This is important. Kevin talked about this with the vocabulary. You're not cheap. You're not cheap. I mean, I hope you're not cheap. I mean, if you're cheap, I give you $5, do something for me. No, you're not cheap. You just like to buy great value at a good price. You like things on sale. Doesn't mean you're cheap. You still get good stuff. It's not tearing up. It's not see, cheap means that you spent a lot of money. You bought the mouse. Instead of buying the $5 mouse, you bought the 99-cent mouse, and it only lasts you for one day. That's cheap. You're not cheap. You're saying, no, I'm still buying great, valuable things that bring value to the market. I'm just going to get them on sale. That's not cheap. That's wise. I'm smart. You cheap. I'm smart. It's different. Not the same. We are not the same. Everybody putting guys on, we are not the same. Y'all putting that out to the atmosphere. Y'all letting the atmosphere, letting the know people who might tune this later, we are not the same. You might be cheap, but I'm smart and I'm wise. I'm doing something good with my money. I'm making my money go long. I ain't cheap. I'm wise. Make my money go long. Long. I'm saying it goes so long, it's going to keep going longer than I'm here. Okay? Vocabulary is so important. How you talk. Power, life, and death is in the tongue. Change your vocabulary. We are not the same. That's what I'm talking about, Kev. So this is $11 stock. Oh, Lord. $11. $11. Woo! Well, let's take a look, see if it's worth it. If it's worth it, we got to see if it's worth it. We can't just look at this and say $11, it must be worth it. We can't do that. You can't do that. I'm telling you, you don't want to do that. Because it could be going out of business. You don't know until you start looking at stuff. We don't know if they're making money or not. We ain't looked at that yet. We just say $11. You can't look at it like that. I know that's the consumer mindset. We're putting on our investor cap. We're trying to find value. Oh, let me go over here. I'm sorry. Norwegian, down here. So Norwegian, here we go. So Norwegian Cruise Lines, that's the holding company. Wait a second. I think that's right. Yeah. So Norwegian actually doesn't pay a dividend for Norwegian. Okay? So we got 13% on Carnival coming back to us if we invest in that. We got 10% coming back from Royal Caribbean. Now we see a little different as we're looking at the same companies and similar companies in the same industry. Norwegian does not pay a dividend. That doesn't mean they're not a good company to invest in. It's just saying, hey, we see a quick difference between the other two companies that we looked at, and that might make a difference in what we decide to do. Because you might say, I want that dividend. I want that 13%. I don't know what y'all want, but I see. Yeah, okay. All right. So in Norwegian, we see they've been growing as far as their employees are concerned. They've been hiring. Norwegian is a cruise line that engages in cruise business. They were founded in 2010. A newer company, right? So they've only been around for 12 years. Or 20. They've only been around for 10 years. Wow, I didn't know that. They've only been around for 10 years. They've been growing the company. So they've been growing as far as their employee growth. They've been hiring. It's a good sign. Newer company, so it'll be interesting to see just how much they have accrued, how much they've sold. So we see here net revenues over the past 4 years increased. We see here as well that their gross income has increased over the past 4 years up to 2018. We see their net income has increased. Smaller company though, hadn't quite, but they have grown. They've grown to be the third largest cruise line in the world. So that's pretty cool. In 10 years, they've been able to do that. How many guys like to say you're running a business that in 10 years you became the third largest in your industry? That's pretty impressive. 10 years, you become the third largest company in your industry. Wow. That's pretty damn impressive, okay? That ain't nothing to sneeze at. Total assets that they've accrued in these 10 years, $15.2 billion. Total liabilities, $9.2 billion, representing a $6.08 billion company. Now, what we see here is very interesting. It's a younger company, right? Which presents quite possibly an opportunity, presents quite possibly an opportunity for a much faster growing company. Why do I say that? Because being a younger company, that means that they have room to grow. They got territories they have not explored yet. They got probably more routes that they can go to with their lines and their cruises and stuff like that, right? They're a younger company that's got room to grow. So this could be as a little bit different, saying, hey, they're number 3 now, but where would they be 2 years from now, 5 years from now? Could they be number 2? How well do they operate and run? I don't know. Anybody ever took a Norwegian cruise before? So although you might miss the dividend, here's where you're going to be looking for growth. Everybody putting growth. You're going to say, hey, If I'm not getting this dividend, can I quite possibly get the growth that I'm looking for? And again, if you're on the growth side, you're typically on the more aggressive side. You're looking for something that's going to grow in appreciation, not really worried about the dividend. You want to start seeing some heavy growth. Everybody putting down some growth. Okay? So you're not going to get the icing, but shoot, this could be a big cake. Could be a big old piece of cake. Hey, what's the comments? I want to know your favorite cake. I like pineapple upside down cake. You give me a pineapple upside down cake, it probably ain't gonna last past the day. I mean, it don't matter how big it is. I'm gonna go through that whole pineapple upside down cake because I ain't got no limit sets on how I'm gonna eat that pineapple. Because once I taste it, it's got to go. Okay? What's your favorite cake? What's your favorite cake? All right. Your palate. So now we're saying, hey, we're changing our approach and how we look at this thing because I want to look and see, what kind of growth can I get out of this thing if I ain't getting this dividend. Some of you guys are in different positions in your life, and you need that dividend because your heart can't take it. Your heart can't take something going up and going down. You know what I'm saying? You just want to have a little bit more safety, more stability. Say, man, I don't know, this thing can go down. At least I'm getting this 10%. Just depending on kind of that's where we get into your investor profile. That you will set up an appointment with me. We'll talk about where you are as far as risk and reward. And here we come to the forecast. And here we see exactly what I just talked about, right? With this particular company, we're looking for growth. This thing got to grow. This thing got to expand. They got to open up some more territories. They got to get bigger, right? Young company got to grow. Got to grow. 13 analysts have done a price forecast on this over the next year. They're saying, hey, this Norwegian from $11, it could get as low as $20. If it were to get up $20, that represents 134% growth. Which means if I put $100 in the Norwegian right now and it grows to this low point, then I would actually turn my $100 into $234. Wow. If we were to get to the median, what the forecast analysts, professionals say, it represents a stock in a year from now, $57, which would represent 413% growth, just getting to the median, or what the professionals say this thing could get to a year from now. Which means if I put $100 in Norwegian right now, and it gets to that median a year from now, that would represent I would turn my $100 into $513. Everybody put in the comments below, it's possible. Everybody put in the comments below, it's possible. Okay? It's possible. German chocolate, I like that too, man. It's possible. Matter of fact, don't even just put it possible. Put in the comments below, it's possible for me. It's possible for me. See, Les Brown will present to you the possibilities. The Bible will present to you as possible, that all things are possible. But until you put yourself in it, it's just possible. You know it can be done. You know somebody's doing it. But when you say it's possible for me, now you got some real belief on that thing. You put yourself in it and say, man, it ain't just possible for Warren Buffett. It ain't just possible for Bill Gates. It ain't just possible for ERGJ. Oh, hell no, it's possible for me. I can do this. You put yourself in it. Look at that. Shareholders of NCL get 50 to 250% statement credit. Look at that. Cool. Hey, that's when you start going on to the website, you start seeing some of the benefits that you get being a shareholder. Not only is it possible, not only do I see how people are getting rich or can get rich, but now that I see that, I must understand that I can put myself in this game and it's possible for me. It's possible for me. Now that I'm educated, now I'm getting educated. Now I gotta do is learn how to execute, which Rico did already. Rico said, "Shoot, I want to execute it. I would have made something happen. I can't be waiting. I mean, I'm a right now type of guy." So then we say, "Hey, man, 1120." They say, "Hey, the high that it could be is about $73 a year from now." Now that's not a big jump because to go from $11 to $57 is not that hard. But to go from $100 to $500 is a little bit more difficult. So the smaller something is, it's not very difficult for it to rise very fast. But when you start getting to like $1,000 companies, for them to get 100%, 500% growth, very difficult for them to do because their price is already elevated. So you have a younger company representing quite possibly a growth company that still has market that they can penetrate, right? And that takes a little bit more of us looking into it, but that's what they're representing. Now, again, I don't really see them. Yeah, well, you ain't gonna get me. No, okay. So based upon where they are now with this big drop, I really don't see them getting up to $73. But it's quite possible. It's quite possible the next year they could be cracking at $57, $60 a share price point, and I would be super stoked. If I look at my portfolio and I look at my little Norwegian Cruise Line holdings, and I see a year from now that I got 400% growth, and I can come back and I can show y'all, like, listen, y'all remember this? Y'all remember we went over this on March 15th of 2020, and we looked at this together? Some of y'all took action, some of y'all didn't. You see what happened? Okay. So a little bit different type of company. And it really depends on, and again, listen, everybody is not a growth investor. Everybody is not willing to look at this and see the risk involved in this, right? That's not everybody. Some of you guys are saying, man, I'm cool on the number one, and I want a little bit of that dividend. I want to get that on the back end. I'm cool with that. Some of y'all saying, man, throwing caution to the wind, man. I'm trying to really grow. I'm really trying to make something accelerate. People that's trying to really make something accelerate. People that are the growth people. They're the aggressive people, right? They're the aggressive investors, right? Other people, some of y'all are a little bit more conservative. That's okay. It depends on you. So we looked at 3 different companies. But anyway, Norwegian Cruise Line, $11.10 per share. Price is what you pay. Value is what you get. The price we know is $11.10. Question got to answer, well, what value is it representing? And do I think I'm getting a great price for the value? Right? Do you think it's a great price for the value? A company that's been around 10 years, company that's got room to grow, not paying a dividend, but it's shown employee growth over the past 4 years. It's shown improvement, or it's shown increase in their sales. It's shown increase in their gross income. It's shown increase in their net income. They're representing $11.8 billion in equity. That's actually pretty good for such a young company. They've been acquiring stuff over time. They got room to grow. They got market to penetrate. Do you feel like Norwegian Cruise Line at its current price is representing great value? Do you feel like it's on sale? Do you feel like $11 is a straight bargain? Right? It's possible for me. It's possible for me. Wealth looks good to me. It's possible and necessary for me. Absolutely. It's possible for me, and you deserve it. Thanks for joining, Lakeisha. Thanks so much. Right? How do you feel? Can you feel it? Boom, boom. Can you feel it? Boom, boom. Can you feel it? Right? So that's going to be your take on Norwegian, right? So we take a look at 3 different companies, Carnival Cruise. First, we took a look at the market. We started to understand we got to change the way we think in order to get different results in our life. We got to change the way we think. Rich people think different than poor people. Investors think different than consumers. We just have a different mindset because we have learned this society is built on capitalism and money, and everything is tied to the stock market. So we say if everything is tied to the stock market, I might learn how to get in this game. In the comments below, I'd like you to answer this question, because the title of this presentation is How to Get Rich During a Recession. Do you see how more millionaires are made in a recession than any other time? Do you now see, based upon my presentation and my teaching to you tonight, how people get rich during a recession? Did I accomplish my goal of presenting this in a way that you now can see this, or you still don't really see? I mean, you're like, I don't know, still don't see how people get rich during a recession. Or you're like, yeah, I see how that is happening. Do you now see how people get rich in a recession? Did I accomplish my objective tonight? Right? Did I accomplish my objective tonight? Do you see for yourself? Do you see it wasn't clickbait just to get you to come on or something? You see that? Saying his brother wasn't lying. He was going to show us something, and he showed us. He didn't tell us just come so he can sell us something in the back of the room. He gave me great value for free, which most people won't do. You ever been to something? You ever been to a seminar and they be like, yeah, come learn about real estate. And they just tell you like 3 things. And they be like, no, you got to buy the full package, $2,000, $2,500 the back of the thing. You ain't learned nothing about real estate other than talking with some real estate people and make it sound good like you was going to learn something. And you was like, I didn't really learn nothing. I took a couple of notes, but it was all, they made me feel good, but shoot, in order for me to learn, so I got to spend $2,500 in the back. Did I do that to you? No, I didn't. Did I give you everything I got? No, I didn't. I gave you some of it. I didn't give you all. Right? All right. So again, we begin to understand how people get rich. More millionaires are built or made or created during a recession than any other time. All right, my beautiful people, man. I want to say, I want to shout out again, Rico, Mr. Kevin Williams, again, Miss Patricia King. Thanks so much for taking the time to come on and hop on with us and be a part of our teaching and conversation and presentation tonight. I want you guys to understand that I don't do this just to do this. I do this to make a difference. And hopefully we made a difference in your life tonight. Hopefully we have helped to increase your financial education and particularly on investing. Hopefully you see something now that you probably did not see before. In the comments below, I'd like for you to share something that you learned today. What's your takeaway? Right? The question I'm asking you simply is this: was this worth your time and why? You've been here with me for an hour, 2 hours, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, doesn't matter. But however long that you've been here, was it worth your time and why? I mean, it's a Sunday night. You can be out there watching, I don't know, something. You can be doing something, but you decided to come here. You decided to show up, which most people won't do. So congratulations, you showed up. And hopefully you got something out of it. Hopefully you got great value out of it. Hopefully you feel like, man, the price that I paid, which is zero, the value that I got, though, the value that I got is what? All right? Here's that man just sent a friend request to you. Let's connect, bro. All right, fantastic. Absolutely, Kelvin. Made the whole process very simple. I appreciate you and all you do, brother. I appreciate you, Kelvin. My main man. Yes, unfortunately, I've been to a seminar like that. Absolutely. What you guys saying? Thank you. This awesome live and knowledge gain. Absolutely. The prices. Absolutely. Anybody else? Price is what you pay. Value is what you get. What value did you receive tonight? What value did you receive tonight? Ms. King said, my takeaway is look at the value of the company. Great teaching. Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you, Ms. Vivian Reed. Yes, because I'm always hungry for information. Absolutely, man. I learned that to look through the company's finance and then make a decision on its value. Absolutely. As they walk, man, I learned to consider the hiring numbers before the recession. Absolutely. Fantastic. Melanie Peters, Evan, you are one of the best financial teachers out there. You are a beast. Rico, man, yes, sir, it's worth it. The value is well worth it. Thanks for what you're doing. Well, you and I back at it again. You and I. Yes, absolutely, man. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I don't know, Rico, I know you're in real estate. You'll be doing some things. We're going to connect Kevin as well. For those that don't know, again, we do a show every morning, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here. ERGJ Enterprises on YouTube and also Facebook. If you have not already, we do have a goal to reach 1,000 YouTube subscribers. And the reason why we wanted to reach that is because once we reach 1,000, then we can start monetizing our videos, our content that we put out there. So if you have not already, that's something that you can do for free. You say, man, I appreciate what this brother's doing. I see the difference he's trying to make in my community. It's the least I can do is hit a subscribe button on YouTube to help him reach his goal. That's something that you can do. You can tune in. You can tune in Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. If you can't meet us live, you can just tune into the replay, YouTube or Facebook. We do it every day. We have guests that talk about the market, that talk about politics, to help you to understand politics. That's very important to me. I haven't gotten there yet, but I'm like, we got to teach on politics. We got to teach on somebody got to come in and start talking about politics. So I'm finding people, right, that's in the network that have a heart for people, that want to teach it, and they don't have no agenda. Like, I'm gonna come on just so you can vote for me. None of that. No, I just need to find people that got political science majors and understand that stuff. Right? Bring that education to us. Political education. I've been trying to tell people we need that too. Not just about money, it's about the laws that's being passed. Okay? But you can tune in to Money and Power Show, 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, Monday through Friday, to get more free stuff. I ain't told you about nothing that costs you no money other than your time. And your time is more precious than money. And so if you value your time, hopefully you find that valuable as well. For those that are saying, man, I like this, but I need more. I need to go a little bit deeper. I need to, I want you to be my teacher or whatever. Right? Get out my inbox and get into class. How do you do that? Well, I'm going to be creating a couple new services on ERGJ Enterprise on Facebook. When you go to the page, you can go to services and you'll see different services that I offer. And if any of those services are valuable to you, then you schedule your own appointment. You say, hey, I'm interested in this service. I'm going to schedule this appointment. It'll let you know when you can schedule it. Then we have a conversation. We'll see what you're trying to accomplish, and then we'll go from there. The other option is if you're saying you want to get involved, you're tired of being around all these broke folk, you want to walk away from them, you want to get with a group of people that are serious about building wealth, it's called the Black Billionaires Club. I wrote the book for a reason, right? I've been studying wealthy people, and I realized I didn't see a whole bunch of people that look like us. So I wrote the book, The Black Billionaires Club, 2 years ago to cover the top 12 richest Black people in the world today. And they're still in the top 12. You got Jay-Z that entered it, but they're still in the top 12. And many of us just don't know who they are, what they look like, what they do. But that book is turned into a mission where we actually have a club. And if you want to join that club for $20 a month, you got to ask yourself, price is what you pay, value is what you get. Price is what you pay, value is what you get. Are you willing to invest in yourself $20 a month so you can connect and you can get more? You can go deeper. You can hang out with the wealthy-minded people. See, they say if you're the smartest person in the room, it's time to find a new room. And I want to ask you, have you found a new room? Have you found a room that you can learn about money and business? If not, you might want to consider joining the club. And then last but not least, guys, along with that invitation, you also have within that club, the investment club. So if you're saying you want to invest, but you don't want to do it by yourself, and you want to do it with a group, well, we got open enrollment coming in May. In order for you to be eligible to join us in our investment club, we got spots for about 60 more people. We can have up to 100 people within the club. You have to be a member of the Black Billionaires Club. That's the prerequisite. If you're not a member of that, we're not even talking to you about the investment club. Okay, that's how that goes. So, at any rate, let me get up in the comments, man. That's it. Again, you can follow me ERGJ Enterprises on Facebook, on YouTube. Post the YouTube link. Okay, all right, YouTube. Just again, YouTube. ERGJ Enterprises. YouTube, ERGJ Enterprises. Once you put in ERGJ, you'll find it. It's pretty easy to see. All right. Great value. The BBC, absolutely. Thank you. It's very helpful. I'm more confident to invest. Absolutely. I mean, we looked at $11 company, $17 company, $33 company. Spring rate value. I didn't look at them before. I don't know. I didn't look at them before we got on today. So the last thing I'll say, though, guys, is this. Listen, yes, we have looked at these companies. That does not mean that it's the right time to buy. Okay? I wanted to let you guys know that it does not mean that this is that they won't go down. It doesn't mean you don't get in right now, but I'm just saying you might say $11, yes, go get it. I didn't get that. It doesn't mean it's time to buy. There's other factors as well that we haven't really covered. And we don't cover because those are factors that's called deeper analysis, right? We really have to project, okay, when do we expect this to turn around, right? Is there still downward pressure, stuff like that? But it's still cool to get, even if you decide to get in, you get in and then you get more when it goes down. That's just it. Again, that feeling of, man, I did something, I took action, I'm now the owner of something, I feel good about that, I feel that I bought great value. That's priceless. Okay? That's priceless. All right? But when you want to start learning about time frames and all that good stuff, that's deeper. That's called You Have Invested in Me. and you are saying, I want you to invest in me, and I'll be happy to do that. All right, my beautiful people, I want to say thanks so much for tuning in tonight on the Money and Power Show, brought to you by the New Black Wall Street. I'm your host, ERGJ, your certified financial educator, CEO of ERGJ Enterprises, ERGJ Black Bazaar, and international best-selling author of the book, The Black Billionaires Club. I want you beautiful people to remember this, that it takes a village. It starts with us. Let's build wealth as we climb together. We all we got, beautiful people. Matter of fact, we all we need. And thank God. I mean, thank God. That's more than enough. Until next time, beautiful people, I'll see you guys. Those that'll be hanging out with us at 8 o'clock in the morning. Until that time, you know what time it is. Mr. DJ, hit the music.
The New Black Wall Street. Thanks you for joining the show. We gave a lot of great tips, but it's time to go. Take the knowledge we shared, hope you use it and grow. We'll see you all there at the next episode of The New Black Wall Street. The New Black Wall Street.